Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satishan be appointed as the leader of the CLP. Thank you so much.
Clears the air then, Shiv. It is V.D. Satishan, the next Chief Minister of Kerala. He has been the choice, Shiv, when it comes even to the IUML on the ground. He's done the spade work over the years. He's being rewarded for that. But this isn't the end to the drama, perhaps, given that you have K.C. Venugopal, who spent the morning with the Gandhis, and the announcement has been in favor of Satishan.
So V.D. Satishan becomes the Kerala Chief Minister designate now. He has been appointed the CLP leader unanimously, but unanimously is a word that we don't want to use because we know it's not unanimous yet. There are still discussions taking place. TM Veeraraghav is with us live for a quick first reaction. Veera, as NDTV reported, V.D. Satishan is the new Chief Minister of Kerala.
Absolutely. I think this is pretty much keeping in tandem with the public sentiment, and also the fact that if K.C. Venugopal was going to be made Chief Minister, he would have to resign his Lok Sabha seat, and he would also have to have somebody having to resign their assembly seat for him to contest. And I believe that the thinking on the top leadership was that they did not want to have by-elections at this stage. Shiv, I think this is a categorical decision by the High Command. To avoid a Karnataka-like situation in Kerala. V.D. Satishan, one of the flip sides of V.D. Satishan is that there was a sense that he will not dance to every other person's tune. He is somebody who's decisive and may be difficult to contain or control by the High Command. But I think that's a risk that they needed to take given the public sentiment. It would have been a huge backlash had he been denied the Chief Minister's post. So despite the loyalty factor, despite the proximity to the High Command, K.C. Venugopal, not the Chief Minister, V.D. Satishan is the man in charge at the moment in Kerala.
Time when we were told over the last few days that there was a lot of support rallying behind K.C. Venugopal. So like what you're saying here is it's the people's pick, perhaps also keeping the IUML in mind versus the Congress's pick. All right, those are shots also coming in from V.D. Satishan's residence. Veera, I'm coming to you in a moment from now. We'll go back to those shots. Go ahead, Veera.
Spoke to a very top Congress leader about a couple of days ago who said when you ask the public, they say V.D. Satishan. When you ask the MLAs in Delhi, they say K.C. Venugopal. But when you ask the MLAs in Thiruvananthapuram, they say V.D. Satishan, or some say Ramesh Chennithala. So there was a lot of confabulations that was on around. And I think the priority for the Congress, Vedika and Shiv, given that Kerala is really the last bastion, was to avoid a situation like Karnataka. For instance, in 2023, Karnataka gave you a sweeping mandate, but it seemed to be a mess today because of the power tussle between D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. If you had denied V.D. Satishan the charge, he would have been another D.K. Shivkumar.
Sir, CLP meeting has been postponed, sir. Any announcement on Deputy CM, sir, from IUML or something? Yes. Any update on further, sir, announcement?
I will have a press conference later.
Okay.
Okay, so pictures of celebrations at V.D. Satishan's residence, and I'm sure that it's been pretty nail-biting. V.D. Satishan had sent out a message. Our sources had told us, Veera had also reported that, in case somebody else was chosen as Chief Minister, Veera, V.D. Satishan had signalled very clearly that he would not be in the government. He would not take a post as a minister of any kind. He would be simply an MLA. So he had made it very clear. It's either the Chief Minister or it's not. And that flex has worked. Also, this was perhaps in many people's view the right decision to take since he led the campaign, Veera.
That's right. In fact, I was told by some of my sources that V.D. Satishan had said that he will resign his Paravur seat in Ernakulam district and ask K.C. Venugopal to contest from there. It went to that extent.
Wow.
He was not going to be pacified by, with anything but the chief minister's post. He was categorical. Look, this is a man who is he dances only to his own tunes. In fact, during our Kerala conclave, when I asked him specifically, is it the right decision to go without a chief ministerial face into an election campaign of this nature against Pinarayi Vijayan? He said, look, I have my personal views, but I will have to respect the High Command's decision. It was as clear as that he was very clear that he was the man in charge. He's sort of a tough nut to crack, Shiv. As leader of opposition, Ramesh Chennithala had his chance in 2021. Did not work out. 2026 was V.D. Satishan's election. Throughout the election, he was the front face. And I think in a state like Kerala, if you were to deny him the chief minister's post, it would have resulted both in terms of infighting and a backlash. And as importantly, as Vedika was pointing out, IUML with its 22 seats was very clear that they wanted somebody like V.D. Satishan in charge. The only reluctance for the Congress High Command was about whether they will be able to control or dictate to V.D. Satishan. I think V.D. Satishan is also a loyalist, but he is a man who dances to his own tunes. And so the other power centers were very wary of it. But I guess this is a clear decision that they want him in charge and that there's only one power center at the moment in Kerala.
Shiv, let's bring in Aishwarya as well. He's outside the AICC headquarters. We've just heard that announcement being made about 8 minutes back, Aishwarya. But what's the inside track you have on Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi meeting with K.C. Venugopal? What went down inside that meeting that lasted for over an hour? And where is K.C. Venugopal as we speak?
Right, they want every leader of the Congress party on the same page, and therefore the reason perhaps when there were demands of K.C. Venugopal to be elevated as the Chief Minister of Kerala, certainly there were voices that went against another camp as well, because V.D. Satishan certainly was the name that the local leaders perhaps want him to be the Chief Minister. Perhaps, as we all know, many in Delhi and the senior leadership wants K.C. Venugopal to be elevated. So it was a tough task, as being told by our sources in the Congress party as well, with the Congress leadership today meeting K.C. Venugopal individually. He reached at Rahul Gandhi's residence. The meeting went for at least 2.5 hours. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was also right there, and certainly that finally from the AICC headquarters here by Deepa Das Munshi, and she clearly stated that it was the legislative party over there who gave authority to.
Okay, that link is frozen, Aishwarya. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. I want to bring Veera back in. We've got Ashwin Nandakumar live with us from Thiruvananthapuram as well. Ashwin is where the action is at right after this announcement. Ashwin, what are you seeing? Celebrations have begun for V.D. Satishan, who many believe was the right man to be chosen.
Absolutely. Let me put the full name out. Vadasheri Damodaran Satheesan is the 13th Chief Minister of Kerala. Celebration have already begun outside the KPCC office. Large number of people have thronged over here. In fact, this was a tooth and nail battle. Till yesterday evening, it was V.D. Satishan's name that was flouting. But then after 7:30, it changed to K.C. Venugopal. Today morning, it remained K.C. Venugopal. But just like a flip of a coin, it has now finally been announced as V.D. Satishan, probably because of the kind of a groundswell that this man was able to garner on his side, which was cutting across through all kind of demographies, all kind of barriers, all kind of distinctions. In fact, V.D. Satishan has been chosen as a Chief Minister probably because today Priyanka Gandhi finally made stressed it out that they have to see, the High Command has to see what is the pulse on the ground. As you can see over here, large number of people are joining in. Congress workers are joining. What is the happy? You can see this is an accelerated celebration over here. Large number of people are gathering over here, and you can see that VD Satishan was able to garner a kind of a support that cuts across party lines. In fact, I have got calls. Let me just now put it on record. I have got calls from CPM supporters, my friends, who have been ardent CPM supporters, who asked for emails of Priyanka Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, to say that VD Satishan deserved it. And at least 6 or 7 of my friends have asked this. So certainly this is a kind of a support that cannot go unnoticed, and probably that is the pressure which was there on the High Command, and that is probably the pressure that High Command was taking, and that is why it took 11 days to finally give out his name. Certainly VD Satishan coming into picture is definitely not something that is an easy ride. Definitely he will have a set of challenges, because the multiplied of all the MLAs, majority of the MLAs, in fact, supported KC Venugopal. But everything has been changed. In fact, VD Satishan is somebody who has taken a different path in the Congress party, and perhaps that is one of the first time a person who has dressed a different path, who has not entered the NSS office, and who has always had issues with the Nair society, the Nair Seva society, had issues with the OBC community leader, that is SNDP Vellapalli Nateshan, a stance that was never seen from a Congress leader, but he had taken that stance, and that has also helped him garner a large support base. In fact, every communal statement that has been made against him, he had used it quite effectively. And certainly what you see around is the celebration that is going on outside the KPCC office over here. Large number of people are thronging. The 13th Chief Minister of Kerala, the Kerala state which formed in 1956, has seen a Chief Minister. This is the 13th one, and mind you, this is a Nair Chief Minister, that is coming after Karunakaran. That's a huge development. Certainly, a Nair coming as a Chief Minister on top of position, somebody who is disliked by the NSS is becoming a Chief Minister. That is going to be a big challenge. And also, for VD Satishan, it is important that he will now have to bring all these factions together, because he knows clearly that most of the MLAs who won from the Congress side do not vouch for him, and that is where the biggest challenge for him lies, and certainly for the governance. But KPCC President Sunny Joseph is already here. It's raining. Probably it's good news for the Congress party, but we have to see the enthusiasm that is there on the ground. VD Satishan will be taking charge. Certainly today we can expect that in a short while from now, from the cantonment house, VD Satishan will move and probably come over here as a group. They will go and seek the mandate with the governor. Back to the studio.
And where is VD Satishan?
Umbrella is lost. Lost in congratulatory messages, Vedika.
I think Ashwin's, we've lost that link with Ashwin because he's... Ashwin, can you hear us? Where is the man of the moment? Vedika and I want to know.
He's right now at Cantonment House. Our reporter Jainendra is there.
All right.
And what we know is that the entire VD Satishan supporters are elated. Across the state, there is a lot of celebration that's going on, and he is somebody who has challenged the status quo, a man who never went to the NSS office or the SNDP office, a man who has always taken on the community leaders, at the same time pandering to the Muslim community. Certainly, these are the repercussions that we can expect to come during his time of governance, but saying that his groundswell support is something that the High Command has not failed to notice, and properly that is why he has been brought back to be given a power as a Chief Minister, the 13th Chief Minister of Kerala.
Minister of Kerala, 11 days after the results, and we all know, Ashwin, that at 10:40 this morning you reported that Satishan was a front runner. So allow me to trumpet this a little bit, because while everyone was saying this, that and the other, NDTV at 10:40 a.m. via our Kerala man Ashwin, said it was going to be VD Satishan. Press conference just starting. Let's cut across live.
കഴിഞ്ഞ കുറച്ച് ദിവസങ്ങളുമായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യം ചർച്ച ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സുപ്രധാനമായ കാര്യത്തിൽ പാർട്ടി ഹൈക്കമാൻഡ് ഇന്ന് തീരുമാനമെടുത്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. കേരളത്തിലെ കോൺഗ്രസ് ലെജിസ്ലേറ്റീവ് പാർട്ടി നേതാവായിട്ടും മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയായിട്ടും ശ്രീ VD സതീശനെ കോൺഗ്രസ് ഹൈക്കമാൻഡ് നാമനിർദ്ദേശം ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ ഫോർമാലിറ്റിയും പ്രൊസീജിയറും അനുസരിച്ച് CLP യോഗം കൂടി ഒഫീഷ്യലായിട്ട് അത് അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്തു. ഇതിനെ സർവാത്മന ഞാൻ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുകയാണ്, സന്തോഷപൂർവ്വം സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. കേരളത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ വളരെ പ്രതീക്ഷയോടെയാണ് വൻ ഭൂരിപക്ഷം നൽകി UDFനെ അധികാരത്തിലേക്ക് എത്തിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. 102 അംഗ ഭൂരിപക്ഷം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സമകാലീന ചരിത്രത്തിൽ ഇല്ലാത്തതായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ആ ജനങ്ങളുടെ പ്രതീക്ഷകൾക്കനുസരിച്ച് ഒരു സർക്കാർ കേരളത്തിലുണ്ടാകും, UDFൻ്റെ സർക്കാർ. ആ സർക്കാർ നയിക്കുന്ന മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിക്കും ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിനും മുന്നോട്ടുള്ള പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവിധ പിന്തുണയും വാഗ്ദാനം ചെയ്യുന്നു. മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയായി ശ്രീ VD സതീശനെ അങ്ങേയറ്റം ഹൃദയം തുറന്ന് അഭിനന്ദിക്കാൻ ഈ സന്ദർഭം ഞാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് എല്ലാവിധ പിന്തുണയും വാഗ്ദാനം ചെയ്യും. അത്തരം കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കൊന്നും ഇനി പ്രസക്തിയില്ല. ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾ ആദ്യമേ പറയുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ ഡൽഹിയിലെ പത്രക്കാർ നിങ്ങളിവിടെ വന്ന് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോഴൊക്കെ ഹൈക്കമാൻഡ് തീരുമാനിക്കും, തീരുമാനം എന്തായാലും അല്ലേ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഇന്ന് വരെ വേറെ ഒന്നും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടോ? ഇതാണ് എൻ്റെ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ഹൈക്കമാൻഡ് ഇന്ന് തീരുമാനിച്ചു. ആ തീരുമാനം ശിരസ വഹിക്കുന്നു. ആ തീരുമാനം നടപ്പിലാക്കുന്ന ഉത്തരവാദിത്വത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി എന്താ സംശയം? ഞാൻ കോൺഗ്രസ് അടിയുറച്ച കോൺഗ്രസ്സുകാരനാണ്. ജീവിതത്തിൽ ഞാൻ പറയാറുണ്ട്, എന്താണ് ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ആഗ്രഹം എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ പറയാറുണ്ട്, ത്രിവർണ്ണ പതാക പുതപ്പിച്ച് മരിക്കണം എന്നാണ് ആഗ്രഹം. അത് തന്നെ ഇപ്പോഴും ഞാൻ പറയുന്നു. അതിനകത്ത് ഗവൺമെൻറ് എല്ലാവിധ പിന്തുണയും കൊടുക്കും. അത് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നതിനുള്ള എല്ലാ സഹായങ്ങളും എൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്തുണ്ടാവും.
AICCയുടെ മുതിർന്ന പദവിയിലേക്കൊക്കെ വരും എന്ന വാഗ്ദാനം മറ്റോ ഉണ്ടോ? അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
അല്ല, അത്തരം പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾക്കൊന്നും മറുപടി പറയേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, ഇത് പല സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളിലും ഇത്തരം തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ പ്രഖ്യാപിക്കുന്ന ആളാണ് ഞാൻ. നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാലോ, കർണാടകത്തിലായാലും തെലങ്കാനയിലായാലും ഹിമാചലിലായാലും തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ പ്രഖ്യാപിക്കുന്നതാണ്. കേരളമായതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ പ്രഖ്യാപനത്തിൽ മാറിയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ആ പ്രഖ്യാപനത്തെ പൂർണ്ണമായിട്ടും അംഗീകരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഒരു കോൺഗ്രസ് പ്രവർത്തകൻ എന്ന നിലയിൽ ഏറ്റവും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നത്. അത് നേതൃത്വം എല്ലാ വശങ്ങളും ആലോചിച്ചിട്ടായിരിക്കും തീരുമാനമെടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവുക. നേതൃത്വത്തിന് പല പാരാമീറ്റേഴ്സും ഉണ്ടാവും തീരുമാനമെടുക്കാൻ. ആ തീരുമാനമെടുക്കുന്നതനുസരിച്ച് അവരുമാണ് ആ തീരുമാനമെടുത്തു. അല്ല, ആ തീരുമാനം അനുസരിച്ചിട്ട് അവർ തീരുമാനമെടുക്കും എന്നതിന് സംശയമില്ല. അങ്ങനെ എടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അതൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാകാൻ പോണില്ല. കോൺഗ്രസിന് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ ആർക്കും പറ്റത്തുമില്ല. അല്ല, അതിപ്പം വേട്ടയാടിനെ ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്
throughout this campaign, whenever we were asked this question, we said it's the High Command that will take the decision. We have taken such decisions in several states and offered government. We will all abide by the High Command's decision, and we will all work together to respect the mandate and give the people of Kerala a fantastic government.
ജനങ്ങളും പാർട്ടിയോടൊപ്പം നിൽക്കാൻ എന്നും ആഗ്രഹിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രവർത്തകനാണ് ഞാൻ. അതുകൊണ്ട് എന്നെ അങ്ങനെ ആക്ഷേപരിടങ്ങളിലൊക്കെ ആക്ഷേപിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് ഞാൻ സഹിച്ചോളാം. അതിനകത്തെന്താ? അതൊക്കെ തന്നെ കേരളത്തിൽ ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയതാണോ രാഷ്ട്രീയം?
I had started my politics at the grassroots. He was also saying that I had started my politics as a grassroots Congress worker. My loyalty is beyond question. We will all work together to give a good government in Kerala. The High Command has decided, and we will all abide by the High Command's decision.
ഇനിയും ആക്രമിക്കട്ടെ. ആക്രമിക്കുന്നവർക്ക് അത് സധൈര്യം തുടരാം. പക്ഷെ എൻ്റെ തീരുമാനം വളരെ ക്ലിയർ ആണ്. പാർട്ടിയാണ് വലുത്, ജനങ്ങളാണ് വലുത്. ആ തീരുമാനത്തിനനുസരിച്ച് എൻ്റെ പാർട്ടി ലീഡർഷിപ്പിനെ കുറിച്ച് എനിക്ക് അഭിമാനം തോന്നുന്നു.
അങ്ങ് മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയാകണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഫ്ലക്സ് വെച്ചവരുണ്ട്. അവരൊക്കെ ഒരുപക്ഷെ നിരാശാണ്. അവരോട് എന്താണ് അങ്ങേക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്?
അടിയുറച്ച പാർട്ടിക്കാരനാണ്. എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത് ഈ തീരുമാനം അംഗീകരിക്കുന്നതിനും മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നതിനും അവരെല്ലാവരും കൂടെ ഉണ്ടാകണം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് എനിക്ക് പറയാനായിട്ടുള്ളത്.
ചോദ്യം, പാർട്ടിക്ക് ഉപരിയായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഇമേജ് കേരളത്തിൽ ഉണ്ടായതായി കണക്കാക്കപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ടോ?
അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞോ? അല്ല, ഇന്നത്തെ ദിവസമെങ്കിലും അങ്ങനെ ഒന്ന് കുത്തി ചോദിക്കാതെ. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, എനിക്ക് ഇത്രയേ പറയാനുള്ളൂ. ഇത്രയും നിങ്ങൾ കുറേ ദിവസമായിട്ട് നിങ്ങളിങ്ങനെ വരും, എനിക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ മുമ്പിൽ കാണാൻ പറ്റാറില്ല. അതിന്റെ പ്രയാസമുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇന്ന് ഇത് കണ്ടിട്ട്
ചോദിക്കുന്നതേ ഇപ്പൊ BJP ഒക്കെ ആക്ഷേപം ഉന്നയിക്കുന്നു, ഈ ലീഗിന്റെ സമ്മർദ്ദം എന്തുകൊണ്ട് വന്നു? അങ്ങനെ സമ്മർദ്ദത്തിന്
BJPയുടെ ആക്ഷേപമൊക്കെ വെറുതെ വൃഥാവിലുള്ള ആക്ഷേപം. BJPയുടെ ആക്ഷേപത്തിന് ഞാൻ മറുപടി പറയുന്നത്, അവരെല്ലാ കാലത്തും കോൺഗ്രസിനെ ആക്ഷേപിക്കുന്ന ജോലിയിലേ അവർക്കുള്ളൂ. അവർക്ക് വേറെ എന്താ ആക്ഷേപമുണ്ടോ? പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, ഇതിനകത്ത് ഈ കാര്യത്തിൽ കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള UDFന്റെ ലീഡർഷിപ്പിന്റെ അല്ല കോൺഗ്രസ് ലീഡർഷിപ്പിന്റെ തീരുമാനമാണ്.
This matter has been decided by the UDF leadership and the Congress leadership. And it's a categorical decision.
അല്ല, ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, ഇതിനകത്ത് ഈ കാര്യത്തിൽ കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള UDFന്റെ ലീഡർഷിപ്പിന്റെ അല്ല കോൺഗ്രസ് ലീഡർഷിപ്പിന്റെ തീരുമാനമാണ്. പിന്നെ നല്ല ചോദ്യം.
The core of what Mr. K.C. Venugopal is stating is that there is absolutely no infighting in the party. The final decision has been taken by the Congress High Command.
High Command decided V.D. Satishan as the for the UDF. The government under the leadership of V.D. Satishan can fulfill the aspirations and promises of the people of Kerala. Certainly, we are totally with the government of Kerala.
So what discussions were held? What do you like to say? 2 hours meeting was held with Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi.
No, they both of them are discussing about the situations and the decision-making process. How they called me and they asked me my opinion, and we are all discussed with that.
There were several posters also installed at AICC, NSUS. Supporters wanted you to be the chief minister. Many MLAs wanted you, more than 40 plus. What
No. I'm thanking for the MLAs, party workers, party functionaries for that support they have given to me. But finally, party took a decision. As a sincere congressman, we are all behind the party decision. Certainly,
So your name was coming up first during the entire race. Why do you think VD was chosen in the end?
Okay.
So when you will be going to Kerala, sir? So when will you be going?
No individual.
So would you like to thank party high command?
അതും കൂടെ എടുക്കണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ കൊടുക്കാം.
Vasudha also joining us here on the broadcast along with Padmaja. Vasudha, coming to you. You heard the words High Command at least 14 times during that interaction. But I want to understand from you through your sources, what really transpired in that 2-hour-plus meeting between the Gandhis and K.C. Venugopal?
I think the 2-hour-plus meeting between Rahul Gandhi and K.C. Venugopal had a lot of twists and turns, because till about evening yesterday we were told that Rahul Gandhi is not very happy about the protests that are happening in Kerala, and K.C. Venugopal has also been pushing for his case. Every Congress person that you spoke in Delhi said that K.C. needs to go to Kerala. Also because they had their own interests, they felt that Rahul Gandhi will become far more accessible if K.C. leaves Delhi. But and K.C. also made a very strong pitch saying that he has given his life and soul to the Congress party, and now is the time for him to spend with his family and spend his years in a state that he has grown up in. But clearly that didn't work. Couple of reasons, because former PCC presidents, all of them have suggested to Rahul Gandhi that people's mandate is very important. People's sentiment is with V.D. Satheesan. V.D. Satheesan was also chosen likely for 4 reasons. He has an image of a rebel. Veera and I've met him a couple of times, and every time he would tell us that he disagreed with Rahul Gandhi. He told him this thing that he did was wrong. And we would find that very surprising that, Congress workers don't speak like that. But, VD Satheesan has a very unique personality where he would often tell Congress, especially Rahul Gandhi, whenever he would ask him that this particular thing has to be done a particular way. He had an image of a rebel. In 2011, he was denied a ministerial position by Uman Chandi, but he stayed away from the government and still built his public support. When we started covering Kerala politics, we said that LOP is one person that we have to watch out for because he was the face of the government. NDTV channel in the assembly, he was the one who spoke with numbers, statistics. So he became the face of opposition and aggression of the UDF against LDF. So everybody in Kerala thought that he was the right person, fit for this job. But of course, in Delhi, there was a different scenario altogether because many felt that KC Venugopal has given a lot of, time and years into the party. He was the one who decided the candidates, and hence he should be made the Chief Minister of Kerala.
All of these sides argued their points and they all had got arguments in their favor. But Ashwin, you've been speaking about one factor that may have ultimately swung it in favor of VD Satheesan, and that was the backing of the IUML. Let's not forget that yesterday when those posters came up in Wayanad warning Priyanka Gandhi, warning Rahul Gandhi that if you make KC Venugopal, then it's going to become very, very difficult for the Congress in Wayanad and Kerala. Did the IUML finally get a casting vote of sorts in making this decision?
I mean, we can definitely say without a doubt it was the IUML pressure that has finally made VD Satheesan the Chief Minister. Because till yesterday, yesterday evening, the name was VD Satheesan. After that, there was again a huge pressure that was put by KC Venugopal's side. But today, after 10:15, something happened, some big pressure was put up. What was that pressure? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, the pressure is from Indian Union Muslim League. There is no two doubt about it.
Veera wants to disagree with that. Veera was shaking and nodding his head. Veera.
I think this is absolutely giving too much to the IUML. IUML was in support of VD Satheesan. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Let's not forget that this is a man who was the face of the Congress party over the last 5 years in taking on Pinarayi Vijayan. He is the man who challenged Pinarayi Vijayan to a debate, took him on numbers. So I think it would be unfair to credit this decision to IUML. It's more about the public sentiment as far as the Congress is concerned, Padmaja.
And speaking of sentiment, Ajay Makan, Mukul Vasnik, Deepa Das Munshi have left AICC. Very quickly giving this bit of breaking news to our viewers as you continue, Veera, and we'll come back to Ashwin as well, who is outside the Congress office. But these three will now be headed to Trivandrum. Yes, please go on, Veera.
My only point is that KC Venugopal, seen as this loyalist of the party high command in Delhi, easier to negate if he's denied the Chief Minister's post. Whereas a VD Satheesan is not easy to negate if he's denied the Chief Minister's post. He would have created ruckus in Kerala. And I think this is pretty much going back to the same decision of Siddaramaiah, DK Shivkumar back in the past. Siddaramaiah, if you don't give him the Chief Minister's post, he's going to create chaos. If DK Shivkumar, when he claims himself to be a loyalist, has to stay within the party. And I think that's why the dice was loaded in favor of VD Satheesan from the start.
What we also know is that Rahul Gandhi was pushing big time for KC Venugopal for many reasons. The sense from the ground, as Veera and others were reporting, was that VD Satheesan was the face of the campaign, widely seen to be the man most deserving of the Chief Minister's chair in the face of this result. And that's the reason why it took 11 days. Vasudha, what would it have taken to placate Venugopal? He was all smiles, obviously. He's a politician. He's not going to come out looking...
Actually, a little too smiley, no?
Too much of a smiling also shows that, you've had to lay down your weapons and go with what the High Command decided. And like Padmaja said, he said High Command 12 times in that press conference. But what would it have taken to placate KC?
Deep down in his heart, because this is the strongest pitch that he has made. He's also, he's been holding this post since 2019. Mallikarjun Kharge also wanted him to leave Delhi and sort of, start his own thing and, become the Chief Minister of Kerala. A lot of people felt that their access to Rahul Gandhi is also limited because of KC Venugopal. He took the flak for it. He took the little praise that came to Congress party, went to the Gandhis, but the flak and discredit always went to KC Venugopal. That's the pitch that he made. But the 2-hour meeting that he had had with Rahul Gandhi sort of also, changed a lot of things. But because what I'm told is that KC was very interested in going, so were the others in sending him. But former PCC presidents made Rahul Gandhi understand that this would be disastrous for the UDF, the kind of protests that have taken place. And also, when it comes to Karnataka, in Kerala, the situation is slightly different because when it comes to representation.
Okay, no, continue. Because we're getting some of the Congress's allies, including the IUML, to join the conversation as well.
I just wanted to make a point that Siddaramaiah really has the castes backing him, but when it comes to all the contenders here, everybody is a nair. So caste and representation is not a problem. It's not about how will people of certain communities feel. It's just about how will people feel largely about the Congress's high command culture, and that is something probably the high command was also very.
And it is so significant, Vedika, that the issue of DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah is being brought up because almost coincidentally, suddenly yesterday posters went up across Bengaluru as well. I mean, entirely coincidentally.
Saying happy birthday, Chief Minister DK Shivkumar.
Exactly. So just as this little fire is smouldering, some people were, cooking their marshmallows. Yes, Veera, you wanted to say something.
No, wait for your next Game of Thrones. It's all about to start. Return of the Game of Thrones in Karnataka, because that's a part ourselves that's going to be there. And as Vasudha said, while there is a caste combination, etc. in Karnataka, and it was more difficult to make a decision, it was incumbent upon the Congress not to send out a message of uncertainty in Kerala. If you had kept VD Satishan out, you would have sent out a message of uncertainty. Let's also not forget, this is a man who loves his wildlife. He loves his reading. When I asked him, what is it that you do at the end of the day of campaign? He said, I read books. I said, where do you have the strength to read books? He said, I read at least 500 pages. 500 words or 50 pages.
We have Mr. Biran on the phone line with us from the IUML. Mr. Biran, your first reaction to the news that has broken here on NDTV first.
It's a very apt decision by the High Command, although they took 11 days, but then they took the views of everyone, including the allied parties, coalition parties, and they actually came to a correct decision according to us, because Satishan, being the leader of opposition, he was the one who led the elections, he was the one who fought the CPM government, and he was the leader in all sense. So, and the people's reaction, the public opinion, all was completely in favor of Satishan. And we had made our mind very clear to the High Command also, the observers who came over into Trivandrum. So the people were in fact wanting Mr. Satishan as the Chief Minister. It's a right decision, good decision by the High Command.
In your view, Mr. Biran, why did it take so long? How do you assess the fact that it took almost 2 weeks to take a decision? IUML was very firm that you wanted VD Satishan.
It's immaterial now. Whatever time they took is immaterial now. Once they took a decision, they've taken the right decision. The decision is the most important thing, and the decision which they took was the right decision. So whatever time, how much ever time they have taken is immaterial.
Mr. Biran, now the BJP in the state is saying that according to media reports from Kerala, 47 MLAs of the Congress were actually in favor of KC Venugopal. That is what they had conveyed to Mukul Vasnik. But ultimately, it was the IUML which almost arm-twisted the Congress High Command into settling for VD Satheesan. How do you respond to that? And of course, they're linking all of that to Wayanad, vote bank politics, etc.
Sorts of narratives will be there now. Because I was watching the press briefing of Deepa Das Munshi. She was very clear that they took the opinion of all concerned, including the MLAs over there. And Congress has got a set pattern for deciding all these kind of things. And I think they've taken into account all those factors before taking this decision.
But are you worried then, Mr. Biran, with more than 40 plus MLAs supporting KC, is what we got to know over the last few days? Are you worried that this could be an issue in the coming days within the alliance? There could be some reservations that are voiced over this?
Satishan will be able to...
Okay.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you, sir. I think we've got some fresh word coming in from the Congress. Let's
listen. കോൺഗ്രസിന്റെ ഇലക്ടഡ് MLAമാർ 63 പേരുടെയും യോഗം ചേരും. ആ യോഗം ഐക്യകണ്ഠേന മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയായി സതീശന്റെ പേര്, VD സതീശന്റെ പേര് നിർദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നതാണ്. ഘടകകക്ഷി നേതാക്കന്മാരും തിരുവനന്തപുരത്തേക്ക് എത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അവരെല്ലാവരും ആലോചിച്ച് വൈകുന്നേരത്തോടെ കേരള ഗവർണറെ കാണുന്ന കാര്യം.
And once that procedure is over, we will go to meet the Kerala governor. We will tell the MLAs that Congress High Command has decided on VD Satishan.
KPCCയുടെ പേരിൽ ഞങ്ങൾ നേരുകയാണ്. മീറ്റിംഗ് അസംബ്ലി ഹാളിൽ. അസംബ്ലി ഹാളിൽ പാർലമെന്ററി പാർട്ടി ചേരുന്നതിന് അസംബ്ലിയിൽ പ്രത്യേകം സംവിധാനമുണ്ട്. അവിടെയാണ് യോഗം ചേരുന്നത്.
We will meet at the Assembly Hall.
Thank you.
At 6 p.m. this evening, there will be a Congress Legislature Party meeting where all the 63 MLAs of the Congress will meet together and will be told that the High Command has chosen VD Satishan. Once that procedure is finalized, we will go and meet the governor to stake claim to form the government. That's the Congress announcement there. Padmaja, Shiv and Vedika.
All right, so from this morning, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, now to 6 o'clock, that meeting has been moved. This at a time when you had Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi meeting with KC this morning. But we're going to go across to Janendra. I believe he is outside Satishan's residence, if I'm not mistaken. Janendra, celebrations out there as well? If you can hear us.
Yes, we are at VD Satishan's house in Trivandrum, and here now supporters have gathered and they are sloganeering and they are thanking Congress leadership for the decision. And we can see Satishan's cutouts in their hand. We'll try to talk how happy all of you are.
We are so happy because we are waiting for only this decision. This is the right decision. This only the right decision.
We are waiting for 10 years for this tenure rule change, okay? Because we have been so much waiting for a regime change, and people have been so much anxious for VD. Why do you think? Because it took so much time for Congress leadership. Because VD had to rearrange with UDF support. We have to pressurize Congress leadership. And no, actually, it's the people's mandate. He gave us this victory. That's all. So now, what are expectations from the upcoming chief minister?
100% positive.
This may be the best CM of the Kerala.
Best CM. He will be the best, yeah. Okay. Yes, what are the expectations?
Best CM. Best CM.
Young CM.
What he had tell before the election, he will completely finish all these things before he complete his.
What is your first expectation from CM Satishan?
All pupils expecting a big and proud of CM.
So now I am told that Satishan have started the press conference, and we will try to show you his first picture after the announcement. Now Satishan is going to start press conference. Stephen ji, just try to give frame, and so after the big announcement, the upcoming chief minister of Kerala, or we can say CM designate of Kerala.
Where VD Satishan is about to speak. He's just been appointed the Chief Minister Designate of Kerala. We'll have information on when the swearing in is very shortly. A huge scrum of reporters, unsurprisingly, to get a picture and get the first word from a man who always has a smile on his face. Vedika and Padmaja, some people would call him the smiling assassin for what he's been able to pull off in the face of massive headwinds from the High Command and from Rahul Gandhi himself. He's really come out on top. Let's listen in.
Change circumstances of the Congress in light of what we have seen in the recent elections, where you've got your local leaders, grassroots leaders, also in a sense getting their supporters to exert pressure over the high command. So far it was unquestioned, unchallenged. Delhi got to take the decisions. So you had, and look at the confusion. Yesterday you got reports of how laddus had come to the house of KC Venugopal. I guess all of those laddus will be headed in VD Satishan's direction. Perhaps Deepa Das Munshi is carrying some of them to Thiruvananthapuram. But you will also increasingly have leaders of the Congress, and like we were discussing earlier, what does this do to what is happening, what has been brewing in Karnataka? Now, a DK Shivakumar will also be emboldened.
And this weakened high command leading to factions in different states flexing muscle, breaking disciplinary protocol, and having camps and social media wars and posters and cutouts and things. It has been a sort of running feature of Congress for the last 5-6 years. We've seen it in Rajasthan, we've seen it in Chhattisgarh, we saw it in Punjab. Obviously, in Karnataka, it's become part and parcel of politics there.
And even in Himachal
and now
Pradesh.
in Kerala, yeah, and in Himachal Pradesh as well.
But all of this while the High Command had prevailed, now you have allies, you've got the regional leaders sort of ganging up and also starting to flex their muscle just that little bit more.
Yeah, and the IUML, like you said, they were firmly in Satishan's corner. And even though Haris Biran played that down, what you asked him, Padmaja, I have a feeling that was it may not have been the biggest muscle, but certainly would have been a deciding factor in what the Congress was thinking about. Let's just get some sound in from that press conference. We want to hear all the halla that's happening in there before Satishan speaks.
Please. എൻ്റെ പ്രസ്ഥാനം ഇന്ത്യൻ നാഷണൽ കോൺഗ്രസ് എന്നെ വലിയ ഒരു ഉത്തരവാദിത്തമാണ് ഏൽപ്പിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഞാനിതിനോട് അഖിലേന്ത്യാ കോൺഗ്രസ് കമ്മിറ്റി നേതൃത്വത്തോട്, കോൺഗ്രസ് പ്രസിഡന്റിനോടും ശ്രീ രാഹുൽജിയോടും ഉൾപ്പെടെ എല്ലാവരോടും നന്ദി പറയുക. എന്നെ ഇതിന് പ്രാപ്തമാക്കിയത് ഈ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പിൽ കഠിനാധ്വാനം ചെയ്ത ലക്ഷക്കണക്കിന് UDF പ്രവർത്തകരും ടീം UDF ആയി നിന്ന ഞങ്ങളുടെ UDF നേതാക്കന്മാരുമാണ്. തീർച്ചയായും ഞാനിവിടെ എത്തിയതിന് അവരോട് എനിക്ക് ഒരുപാട് കടപ്പാടുണ്ട്.
I am indebted to all that people who stood through with us, the team UDF and all the people who voted for us. People of Kerala have gone through a bad government for the last 10 years.
ആ ജനങ്ങളോട് ഞങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഒന്നൊന്നായി ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തു.
Whatever we promised to the people, one by one, we will fulfill them.
ജനങ്ങളുടെ ജീവിത നിലവാരം ഉയർത്താൻ, കേരളത്തെ മാറ്റിയെടുക്കാൻ,
we will take every step to change the lives of the people, improve the lives of the people and transform Kerala. We will all work together hard to make this a possibility.
കഠിനാധ്വാനവും അവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി അർപ്പണബോധത്തോടു കൂടി ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രവൃത്തിയുമാണ് എന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ അതിന്റെ നിർവചനം മാറ്റി എഴുതും. പൊതുപ്രവർത്തനത്തിന്റെയും രാഷ്ട്രീയ പ്രവർത്തനത്തിന്റെയും നിർവചനം അതായിരിക്കുമെന്ന് മാറ്റി എഴുതും. ഇതൊരു ദൈവികമായ നിയോഗമായി ഞാൻ കാണുന്നു. വ്യക്തിപരമായ കാര്യമായിട്ടല്ല കാണുന്നത്. അതിനെ സഹായിച്ച ഒരുപാട് ആളുകളുണ്ട്. ഈ വലിയ വിജയത്തിന് ഞങ്ങളെ സഹായിച്ചത്, ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ സഹായിച്ചത് AICC ആണ്. ആ AICCയുടെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങളെല്ലാം കേരളത്തിൽ ഏകോപിപ്പിച്ച് നടത്തിയത് പ്രിയങ്കരനായ അതിന്റെ സംഘടനാ ചുമതലയുള്ള ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറി ശ്രീ KC വേണുഗോപാല. ഓരോ ദിവസവും ഓരോ കാര്യവും
KC Venugopal was instrumental in keeping all of us together during this entire election campaign. The campaign committee chairman Ramesh Chanitala also was instrumental in this victory.
അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെയും പങ്കുണ്ട്. എന്റെ നേതാവ് കൂടിയാണ് ശ്രീ രമേശ് ചെന്നിത്തല. എന്റെ പ്രിയങ്കരനായ സഹപ്രവർത്തകനാണ്.
He's a leader close to my heart, Ramesh Chanitala.
അവരെ എല്ലാവരെയും പൂർണ്ണമായ വിശ്വാസത്തിലെടുക്കും.
I will take all of them into full confidence.
അതുപോലെ ഇവിടുത്തെ ചുമതല AICCയുടെ ചുമതലയുണ്ടായിരുന്ന ശ്രീമതി ദീപാദാസ് മുൻഷിയോട് എല്ലാവരോടും, അവരുടെ ക്യാമ്പ് ചെയ്താണ് ഇവിടുത്തെ പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങൾക്ക് നേതൃത്വം കൊടുത്തത്. എല്ലാവരോടുമുള്ള നന്ദി ഞാൻ പ്രത്യേകമായി പറയുകയാണ്. ഇത് വലിയൊരു ഉത്തരവാദിത്തമാണ്. കാരണം കേരളം സങ്കീർണമായ ഒരു അവസ്ഥയിലൂടെ കടന്നു പോവുകയാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ തന്നെ ജനങ്ങളുടെ മുമ്പിൽ അവതരിപ്പിച്ച കേരളത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ചിത്രമുണ്ട്. ആ വെല്ലുവിളികളെ നേരിടാൻ കേരളം ഒരുമിച്ച് നിൽക്കണം. കേരളത്തിലെ എല്ലാ വിഭാഗം ജനങ്ങളുടെ, പ്രതിപക്ഷത്തിന്റെ ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള പൂർണ്ണമായ പിന്തുണ ഞാൻ അഭ്യർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. നമ്മുടെ കേരളത്തെ നമുക്ക് രക്ഷിച്ചെടുക്കാൻ, പുതിയ കേരളത്തെ സൃഷ്ടിക്കാൻ എല്ലാവരും ചേർന്നുള്ള ഒരാൾക്ക് ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയില്ല.
We will build a good team. We need to build a good team. One man cannot do anything.
കേരളത്തെ രക്ഷിക്കാനുള്ള ആ ടീം ബിൽഡ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ള ഉത്തരവാദിത്വം കൂടി തീർച്ചയായും
to get a new Kerala, to transform Kerala, we need a team, and that's my responsibility to build a team.
ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ ഒരു നാണക്കേടും ഇല്ല. ഇതൊക്കെ ഫോർമാലിറ്റീസ് ഉണ്ട്, നടപടിക്രമങ്ങളുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ മറ്റ് സംസ്ഥാനങ്ങളിലെല്ലാം വിവിധ പാർട്ടികൾ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിമാരെ തെരഞ്ഞെടുക്കാൻ എത്രയോ സമയം എടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ചരിത്രം അറിയാതെ അങ്ങനെ
Don't talk about history to us. There are so many states where other parties have taken much longer to decide on chief minister. It is just a formality that took us the last 11 days.
MLA-മാരുമായി, MP-മാരുമായി, സീനിയർ
We had to take the consultation of everybody, the MLAs, the MP and all other stakeholders. So it took time.
കോൺഗ്രസ് പാർട്ടി സാധാരണ ഒരു പാർട്ടിയല്ല, ഗാലക്സി ഓഫ് ലീഡർഷിപ്പ് ഉള്ള ഒരു പാർട്ടിയാണ്.
Congress party is not a small party. It's not an ordinary party. It's a party with a galaxy of leadership.
MLA-മാരായി ജയിച്ചു വന്നവരിലുണ്ട്, കഴിവുള്ള നേതാക്കന്മാരുള്ള ഒരു പാർട്ടിയാണ്. അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരാളെ തെരഞ്ഞെടുക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഒരു ജോലിയാണ്. അത് ഭംഗിയായിട്ട് നിർവഹിച്ചു. അല്ല, തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ജനങ്ങൾ പിന്തുണച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ജനങ്ങൾ UDF-നെ പ്രതീക്ഷയോടുകൂടി കാണുകയാണ്. അവർ UDF-നെ പിന്തുണച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, വൻ വിജയം നൽകിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതിനവർക്ക് വലിയ പ്രതീക്ഷയുണ്ട്. ഞങ്ങളറിയാലോ, ഞങ്ങൾ ടീം UDF ആയിട്ടാണ് നിന്നത്. ടീം
UDF and the people wanted to see team UDF win.
എല്ലാ നേതാക്കളും, പ്രിയങ്കരായ സാദിഖ് അലി തങ്ങൾ, PK കുഞ്ഞാലിക്കുട്ടി സാഹിബ്, ഏറ്റവും സീനിയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള PJ
all leaders. People wanted to see all leaders who are part of UDF, whether it is IUML or other allies.
ഞങ്ങളുടെ UDF-ന്റെ സെക്രട്ടറി ആയിരുന്നു. അതുപോലെ രാജൻ ബാബു, മാണി സി കാപ്പൻ, അനൂപ് ജേക്കബ് ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള UDF നേതാക്കൾ ഒരു ഒറ്റ പാർട്ടി, ഒരു പാർട്ടിയെ പോലെ
all of us together stood as UDF. All the allies together stood as UDF.
അനുഗ്രഹങ്ങൾ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്, തെറ്റുകൾ തിരുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, കറക്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ പോകും, ഇനിയും പോകും.
We will go on like that only. We will go on like team UDF in the future as well.
എങ്ങനെ? അല്ല, അത് പാർട്ടിയായിട്ടും ഘടകകക്ഷികളുമായിട്ടും ആലോചിച്ച് ഗവർണറെ കണ്ടതിന് ശേഷം തീരുമാനിക്കുക. അത് ഇപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളെല്ലാം ആദ്യം കാണുന്നു. എല്ലാ മുതിർന്ന നേതാക്കളുമായി കൂടിയാലോചിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം ഗവർണറുമായിട്ട് ആലോചിച്ച് പാർലമെന്ററി പാർട്ടി യോഗം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കൂട്ടായി തീരുമാനിക്കുന്നു.
We will all meet together. We will decide when to go meet the governor and decide on the swearing in date.
തീരുമാനിക്കുന്നത് കൂട്ടായിട്ടാണ് തീരുമാനിക്കുന്നത്, പാർട്ടിയാണ് മന്ത്രിമാരെ
We have to take all these decisions collectively.
തീരുമാനിക്കുന്നത് പാർട്ടിയാണ്.
On the cabinet, who needs to be part of the cabinet, who needs to be given what portfolio, all that will be decided as one by the party. All of us will take a collective decision.
വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ?
Is there any other question?
VD Satheesan, it's been a long wait, 11 days, and finally he is the Chief Minister of Kerala. And hardly surprising, Shiv and Vedika, that there are statements saying everyone is going to work together. This is Team UDF. Everyone in
English.
So your first reaction after the announcement?
Yes. എല്ലാവരും വരട്ടെ.
Camera.
Let the cameras come. Wait.
ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്.
Unusual at all. So we will get you that first proper frame where you can hear the new Chief Minister.
I express my sincere gratitude towards my party, the IACC leadership. They entrusted me with huge responsibility. And I am very thankful to the team UDF, the leaders and workers, those who work hard as a single party. And I dedicate my chief ministership to the people of Kerala. We have promised many things. And I think we can build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era, a new Kerala. That is our target. We know that we are going through the tough times. Fiscal situation of Kerala is vulnerable. Even then, we are hopeful that we can change everything.
Sir, when are you meeting governor and when are you taking oath, sir?
That I have to discuss with my party leaders and the coalition leaders. Then only we will fix the next procedures.
Any call from Rahul Gandhi, any congratulatory call from Rahul Gandhi or KC Venugopal?
Definitely, all the ACC leaders called me. They congratulated me.
So there has been a delay of about 11 days.
No. In so many places. You have to go through that. They took time. Kerala, you know that there are galaxy of leadership is here. After a procedure, consulting with MLAs, MPs, senior leaders.
Sir, initially there were reports that MLAs were backing KC Venugopal, but alliance partners were always...
All these newses were created by you, the media people.
But how will you handle MLA support? How will you gather some MLA support, and is it a challenge for you?
Who told you I don't have any MLA support?
Now that you are CM, you have all this support.
You are all creating.
So when is the swearing in? So when can we expect the swearing in?
That after having discussion with the other.
Today you are meeting the governor? Today you are meeting the governor?
Not decided so far. I have to consult with my leaders and to the coalition leaders.
CLP is happening today?
Yeah, definitely. CLP is happening. We are waiting for the ACC observers. When they are landed, it will be there.
VD sir. आइए जोसेफ जी चलिए VD Satishan जी sir, you are live on NDTV. Sir. Satishan जी sir. VD sir. Satishan ji, sir, you are live on.
At that press conference where VD Satishan, smilingly tells reporters, who told you I don't have the support of the MLAs? Now that the Vedika and Padmaja, now that the announcement has been made, much of the narrative of the last 11 days will be blurred out. In the sort of glory of this decision and this victory. But there are going to be some tricky questions to ask. The IUML, KC Venugopal, whether Rahul Gandhi has had to sort of lay down his weapons. He's not been able to push through his candidate, which was very clearly KC Venugopal. And ultimately the man who we are hearing that Rahul Gandhi was actually quite upset about. We hear that Rahul Gandhi was not very happy about the camp warfare that was playing out, about VD Satishan's muscle flexing through, posters and social media warfare. That's the man that Rahul Gandhi has had to sort of sign off on, Padmaja.
And the elephant in the room, the Wayanad factor.
Yeah.
The fact that all of these posters went up in Wayanad, a Lok Sabha seat where in at least 10 to 11 assembly segments, the IUML is very strong. Remember, when first Rahul Gandhi, then Priyanka Gandhi went to Wayanad, the entire narrative built against them was that ultimately you are reduced to only one vote bank and you're dependent on them. And now you have these slew of results on the back of which finally this Kerala Chief Minister's name, and again that uncomfortable question that the Congress will find itself facing, is this the Muslim veto that the Congress ultimately had to bow before?
What's also going to be interesting,
they've done a full Chakraview around poor Satheesan, the journalist, trying to get a word in. You can see the NDTV mic also there. I hope there isn't a serious situation there with the new Chief Minister. Yeah, Vedika.
But I lost my thought there, but I'll come back to it in a moment from now. I think what's also important to note here is how that meeting of the MLAs has been deferred 2 times over. It'll be interesting to see what goes down even in that meeting at 6 o'clock today.
It's at 6 o'clock today?
Yes.
Okay.
Like we've been saying, and Padmaja has been reiterating that you had KC with more than 40 plus MLAs supporting him.
And these are reports, by the way, coming out of Kerala. And remember that famous picture, I think Veera wants to come in on this as well, but remember it was that famous picture of Mukul Vasnik with a file which had all the names of the MLAs, at least 10 of them were visible, and only one of them had V.D. Satishan's name, and initials of KC were scribbled next to every single MLA. So your own projection was that KC Venugopal was the favourite for most of the MLAs, and now the question asked will be, Veera, why do you have V.D. Satishan eventually?
Look, whether it's journalism or the Congress party or any party in terms of high command, those in Delhi tend to have greater ability to send out their message. The message that was coming from Thiruvananthapuram was quite contradictory. The message that was coming from Thiruvananthapuram was that the observers were manipulated by KC Venugopal to show the names. Look, V.D. Satishan was also instrumental in deciding the number MLAs who contested, etc. So I think the V.D. Satishan camp refused to accept that they did not have the support of the MLAs. As I told you at the start, a very senior Congress leader told me this. He said, if you go to the public, they say V.D. Satishan. When you go to the MLAs in Delhi, they say, when the MLAs are in Delhi, they say KC Venugopal. When they are in Trivandrum, they are split between V.D. Satishan and Ramesh Chennithala. So much machinations were at play. And what you are right about is that there was a genuine tussle for the chief minister's post, as was expected. And I think eventually the Congress relenting both to the IUML and the allies, clearly dictating that they want V.D. Satishan at play, but more importantly, to the fact that this is the man who led the party's charge living in Kerala against Pinarayi Vijayan for the last 5 years.
And Veera, you got to give him credit where it's due as well. He didn't only steer the party in winning an election, he also rebuilt trust with Team UDF to get where they are today.
No, let me just give you a little bit of an insight about this man. This one is a voracious reader, as I said. He knows his statistics at the back of his hand. He can take on any chief minister, anyone on the finance issues, on the state's economy issues. You try quizzing him on the economy without being prepared, you're in for a shock, because he'll throw back numbers at you which are fascinating. So he is somebody who has been leading the party from the front in terms of the floor of the house over the last 10 years, last 5 years. And let's not forget, the last 5 years was extremely difficult for the Congress. Pinarayi Vijayan was an enormously charismatic face, someone who had complete control. And to take Pinarayi Vijayan on for 5 years on the floor of the House, then launch a campaign on the floor of on the grassroots of the state, go for a yatra from the start, keep everything together. Yes, he admitted that KC Venugopal, Ramesh Chennithala were instrumental in keeping things together. But I think largely the face that towered above the rest was V.D. Satishan as far as the public campaign was concerned. And I think the Congress's ability, very briefly, Padmaja, is to avoid a Karnataka-like situation in the end. If you had given KC Venugopal, it would have led to a Karnataka-like situation of constant battle for power. This is a decisive decision by the High Command to give stability to a state that's endowed them with a massive mandate.
All right, it's 1 p.m. and for all of our viewers who are just tuning in at lunch hour, the big story coming out of Kerala is that finally the state has its chief minister 11 days after the results were announced across 5 assemblies, and V.D. Satheesan there was a lot of back and forth. Ultimately, the decision was left to the High Command. V.D. Satheesan had the support of a majority of the local MLAs. He had the ground support, as Team NDTV has been reporting, but then ultimately was KC Venugopal the choice of the High Command. Why did the High Command defer eventually to the will of MLAs and decide to name V.D. Satheesan? Was it the allies' pressure? Was it other consideration? Was it posters that went up? Or was it simply honoring a man who right at the outset, Shiv and Vedika, had said, if the Congress, if the UDF does not win these elections, I'm going to retire from active politics. He really put everything at stake there. He got them a win, and finally he's been rewarded.
Veera, another question I want to ask you is, what would it have taken to get KC Venugopal to back down and agree to this decision? Also, the Rahul Gandhi factor. We understand that there were some pretty heated discussions over the last few days where Rahul Gandhi was not very happy about the camp warfare that was openly happening in Kerala, especially from the V.D. Satishan camp. So what would it have taken internally for the Congress to finally decide on V.D.?
What would it have taken to placate KC Venugopal? The instruction from Rahul Gandhi. If Rahul Gandhi had decided and said, look, this is where we need to go, you need to fall in line, that's it. These are loyalists who would fall in line. The difference is that perhaps a VD Satishan may not be seen as that kind of a factor. I think there are multiple machinations at play. I think going forward, Shiv, as VD Satishan pointed out in his first press conference, he wanted to take everybody along. He said he congratulated KC Venugopal, Ramesh Chennithala, etc. You know, when Rahul Gandhi had come to Kerala for that big yatra at the end of, for the big culmination of their yatra, all of us were sitting in the same hotel where Rahul Gandhi was arriving. Ramesh Chennithala was waiting. KC Venugopal was waiting. And KC Venugopal was coming with Rahul Gandhi, Ramesh Chennithala and VD Satishan were waiting. They wanted to dance together for the elections, but it was very clear each one had their dance for the Chief Minister's post alive. And I think now it's important for VD Satishan, given the charge, he needs to take every faction of the Congress along, every section of the Congress along. It will be interesting to see what kind of cabinet portfolios come up. Yes. I expect him to keep finance because that's his forte.
You're talking about Karnataka as well, Shiv, Veera and Padmaja. For a moment, let's just talk about KC Venugopal and DKS. Two loyalists seen as two troubleshooters, both waiting in the wings. Still, when it comes to Chief Minister ambitions.
Absolutely. And in fact, you know what I find really curious, and maybe Veera can tell us more about it. I always found it difficult to understand why would Rahul Gandhi want KC to go to Kerala? Isn't KC literally his eyes, ears, the person who controls us access, the person who organizes the meetings, who does the liaison with other parties? Why would Rahul Gandhi possibly want to let him go?
The answer to that is known only to Rahul Gandhi, like in most cases, decisions that he takes. So I don't want to have...
Maybe the answer is because KC had been saying, maybe the answer, Veera, is that KC has been saying, you know, look, I've given my life to the Congress party and now I want to go and, you know, spend some time in the state. This is my chance.
Shiv, ultimately, politicians see themselves, see the chance. This is possibly the biggest chance to get the Chief Minister's post. Yeah. Why did DK Shivkumar push so much for it? Because he saw that the next term we're going to lose anyway. It's unlikely that we're going to win. I need to be the Chief Minister. This is my only chance. How long can I keep waiting? Politics is full of uncertainty. And I think KC Venugopal was always the man behind the scenes, keeping things together. He had a huge role to play in terms of choosing the MLAs. So I wouldn't disagree that he had a lot of MLAs who are his loyalists, Padmaja. But my only thing is that I wouldn't want to hazard a guess on the numbers because the numbers are extremely contentious until it's out in the public. And I think always, for instance, DK Shivkumar will claim that he has 20 MLAs, 30 MLAs. You never know the numbers till it's actually put down to a floor test. So it's difficult to decide who had the numbers at this stage. But I think KC Venugopal really saw his chance. So did Ramesh Chennithala to an extent, just that he lost out on the race much, as soon as it almost began.
And there's so many parallels, just like Meshwara in Karnataka. Every 3 months he pops up and he says, look, these two people are fighting. I am happy to take on this responsibility as a consensus candidate. So you always got that one person who's like, guys, stop fighting. I will take on the onerous responsibility of being the next... Mehuna. For national interest, I'm willing to become Chief Minister. Only so that, things are peaceful. But finally, it came to a point where VD Satheesan had his way, or whether the IUML has its way or the local MLAs, nobody knows. But here is how it happened and the reactions that we got thereafter. Listen in to Deepa Das Munshi, KC Venugopal and VD Satheesan.
The AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026 and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri VD Satishan be appointed as the leader of the CLP.
त्रिवेंद्रम जाएंगे और यहाँ पे अनाउंसमेंट घोषणा कर दी गई है। तो दीपा दास मुंशी जी, मुकुल वासनिक जी और मैं, हम तीनों वहाँ पे जाएंगे।
राज्यपाल से मिलने का समय मांगा है सर?
वो सब होगा।
Wholeheartedly, I am welcoming that decision. I am congratulating VD Satishan for this position. I think that people of Kerala has given a big verdict for the UDF. The government under the leadership of VD Satishan can fulfill the aspirations and promises of the people of Kerala. Certainly, we are totally with the government of Kerala.
Those were the leaders who spoke just moments after the decision. You also had KC Venugopal come out and say that he's satisfied with the High Command's decision. Then you had VD Satheesan, the man of the moment, the man on your screen, who is the Kerala CM designate. He has said that they will shortly be meeting the governor in a day or two, and they will be deciding on the key cabinet portfolios shortly.
So today is that CLP meeting that takes place at 6 p.m. So I'm just wondering what happens at that CLP meeting. You know, is there any more politics to be played, any more intrigue, or it's done? You know, the weapons have been laid down now. Now that a decision has been taken, as VD and also Haris Biran of the IUML said, well, now the decision's been taken. Why are we still talking about why it took so long and what it took to get here, Veera?
It's purely just a formality right now, and you know, it's all dependent on the High Command. The High Command knows where the MLAs are, and I think Congress MLAs, as somebody told me when the Karnataka tussle was on, there is a large Congress MLA contingent which will abide by what the High Command says. And the High Command has the final state when it comes to the Congress party. It always has. And I think there were local factors. If you had gone against VD Satishan, then you could have expected some kind of drama, given the kind of persona that he is. But once the High Command has decided and made an announcement, and it's gone to this extent, I think 6 o'clock meeting is a formality where they have the MLAs come together, they discuss other issues, perhaps cabinet portfolios, perhaps how they're going to accommodate everybody in the new cabinet, and then decide on when to go to the governor, and then also for a swearing-in ceremony, which I expect Rahul Gandhi to be attending, because he needs to endorse the decision that's been taken.
And VD Satishan also made it a point that when he gives his acceptance speech today, he reaches out to every single leader of every single so-called faction within the party. So he acknowledged KC Venugopal, he acknowledged Ramesh Chennithala, and he said that this is not about who has become chief minister, it's about Team UDF. Listen in.
Sir, when are you meeting governor and when are you taking oath, sir?
That I have to discuss with my party leaders and coalition leaders. Then only we will fix the next procedures.
Any call from Rahul Gandhi, any congratulatory call from Rahul Gandhi or KC Venugopal?
Definitely, all the ACC leaders called me, they congratulated me. I express my sincere gratitude towards my party, the ACC leadership. They entrusted me with huge responsibility. And I am very thankful to the team UDF, the leaders and workers, those who work hard as a single party. And I dedicate my chief ministership to the people of Kerala. We have promised many things. And I think we can build a team. That team will create many things. It will change Kerala. It will be a new era, a new Kerala. That is our target.
And Veera, in addition to everything else, it will also be interesting to see how the allies are accommodated. The fact that a big chunk of 22 seats is what IUML gets to the table, they will want their pound of flesh as well.
Absolutely. Punyani Kutti, when he was in our conclave, had made it very clear that he was not going to be part of this chief minister conversation at the moment. And he also said he refused to divulge what cabinet portfolios they want. And I think the IUML will have its pound of flesh, will demand its pound of flesh. Let's not forget the realities of Kerala there, Padmaja. 63 seats for the Congress, which is 7 short of a majority on its own, but 22 for the IUML and the rest of the 7. Despite a historic massive mandate of 102 out of 140, no single party still has its own clear majority in the state, and that's the history of Kerala. It's the grassroots arithmetic of Kerala that plays out. And I think what VD Satishan said very importantly at one of our conversations, Padmaja, was that he does not see this as a political alliance. He sees this as a social coalition going forward. Much like how Siddaramaiah saw the Ahinda social coalition going forward, he sees this as a social coalition. Why he sees it as a social coalition is because he wants to be this all-inclusive leader of all the sections, which is why the point that you're making is important. The importance of the IUML support. What explains the importance of the IUML support? He's not seen as a congressman. He's seen in a sense as a leader above the Congress, one who's an ideologue in nature, who can take a social coalition along. So I think that explains the kind of commitment the IUML had given for VD Satheesan is the sense that one picks up.
And also, Satheesan is the man who has questioned and also argued over how internal rift within the Congress was hurting the party more than the opposition, Veera. He's the one man who called it out consistently.
Absolutely. Through the start of the election, he's not, everyone, whether it was Ramesh Chennitala, and we had, Vasudha and I had breakfast with Ramesh Chennitala, who said that we all had a meeting together. We have all been told to keep quiet till the end of the election.
All right, we're going to cut across live to an interview with the man of the moment.
Yes, the democracy is the discourse. Discourse. That is happening. Congress party is a democratic party. That process has completed. They have discussed with all the MLAs and MPs, senior leaders, and they have taken a decision.
Yes. So a big win for the Congress party. There are also a lot of community leaders also that you need to now meet and bring them on board. Also, big, isn't it?
Definitely, we will cooperate with all of them. I don't have any complaint with anybody. Those who criticize me, it is their right.
Yes,
it is their right. Now, as not only the chief minister, the opposition leader can be criticized.
Yes.
And they have every right.
What do you think is the
when
biggest
criticism is coming?
What do you think is the biggest
I won't be intolerant.
Okay.
I won't be intolerant.
Yes.
I will hear what they are saying.
Yes.
If I have to correct, I will correct.
What is the biggest reason?
They are all senior fellows.
Yes.
What is senior to me?
What is the biggest reason for this victory? Or what do you think is the biggest reason?
That is Team UDF.
Team UDF.
We work together as a single party.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Satheesan there speaking exclusively to NDTV. The man who in 2011 wanted a ministerial position, Veera, didn't get it. 15 years later, he's the man who will be leading the Keralam government.
Point out here the nature of the leader that he is. He's seen as somebody who's dictatorial and authoritarian. Padmaja, and I think that was the big reluctance, Shiv and Padmaja and Vedika, for the rest of the power lobbies in the Congress to accept him as the chief minister. One of the big problems is that he can ruffle feathers. He can be decisive. He can state things. And as I just pointed out to you, most congressmen would just say, High Command will decide. To say that I have a different point of view, but I will abide by the High Command is a departure for a congressman. And I think that's the reflection of VD Satheesan. And as Ashwin rightly pointed out, he's not someone who's seen as one particular caste base, not somebody who panders to the NSS or the SNDP. It's not somebody, somebody who's seen as above the rest. And in that sense, he's perhaps, the kind of ideologue that we've not seen. Let's see, the road ahead for him is going to be one of building consensus and taking people along. It's not going to be an easy task given the kind of leaders who are there in the Congress and the fact that the Congress's entire power lobby is much stronger in Delhi than it is in Thiruvananthapuram.
And I just want to underscore the fact that the first channel to have got the new Chief Minister of Keralam on record speaking exclusively is NDTV, because when it is about elections, even the leaders, the CM designates know where it matters, which is the channel where they will be heard, where the people will be watching them. And we'll play that out again because VD Satheesan, for the first time, speaking as the man who has been named as the next Chief Minister of Keralam, was right here on NDTV. Listen in again.
Emphatic decision.
I express my gratitude towards the ACC leaders, the Congress President, Rahulji and other leaders. And I dedicate my citizenship to the people of Kerala. We have offered many things. We will work for them. We will build a team and work for Kerala, future Kerala. We will make changes. We will create a new era. That is our task.
So many MLAs have come together. They have a difference of opinion. Now you have to have a challenge to bring everybody together.
It's democratic.
Yes.
The democracy is the discourse. Discourse. That is happening. Congress party is a democratic party. That process has completed. They have discussed with all the MLAs and MPs, senior leaders, and they have taken a decision.
Yes. So a big win for the Congress party. There are also a lot of community leaders also that you need to now meet and bring them on board. Also, big, isn't it?
Definitely, we will cooperate with all of them.
Huh.
I don't have any complaint with anybody. Those who criticize me, it is their right.
Yes,
it is their right. Now, as not only a chief minister, the opposition leader can be criticized.
Yes.
And they have every right.
What do you think is the
When
biggest
the criticism is coming?
What do you think is the biggest
I won't be intolerant.
Okay.
I won't be intolerant.
Yes.
I will hear what they are saying.
Yes.
If I have to correct, I will correct.
What is the
They are all
biggest reason?
senior. They are all senior fellows.
Yes. What's
Very
the
senior to me.
What is the biggest reason for this victory? Or what do you think is the biggest reason?
That is Team UDF.
Team UDF.
We work together as a single party.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you. What do you have to say about this emphatic decision?
I express my gratitude towards the ACC leaders and Congress President Rahul Ji and other leaders. And I dedicate my citizenship to the people of Kerala. We have offered many things. We will work for them. We will build a team and work for Kerala, future Kerala. We will make changes. We will create a new era. That is our task.
So many MLAs have come together. They have a difference of opinion. Now you have to have a challenge to bring everybody together.
It's democratic.
Yes.
Democracy is the discourse. Discourse. That is happening. Congress party is a democratic party. That process has completed. They have discussed with all the MLAs and MPs, senior leaders, and they have taken a decision.
Yes. So a big win for the Congress party. There are also a lot of community leaders also that you need to now meet and bring them on board. Also, big, isn't it?
Definitely, we will cooperate with all of them. I don't have any complaint with anybody. Those who criticize me, it is their right.
Yes,
it is their right. Now, as not only a chief minister, the opposition leader can be criticized.
Yes.
And they have every right.
What do you think is the
When
biggest
the criticism is coming?
What do you think is the biggest
I won't be intolerant.
Okay.
I won't be intolerant.
Yes.
I will hear what they are saying.
Yes.
If I have to correct, I will correct.
What is the
They are all
biggest reason?
They are all senior fellows.
Yes. What's
Very senior to me.
What is the biggest reason for this victory? Or what do you think is the biggest reason?
That is Team UDF.
Team
We
UDF.
work together as a single party.
All right, exclusive by NDTV there, the first network to speak to the new Chief Minister designate. This reminds me of the incredible way we got him live on Results Day as well, Padmaja and Vedika, where we had a laptop and we were passing that around. We'll show that to you a little later. But right now, I want our cameras to keep the focus on the man of the moment. He's got a lot of work to do. The meeting the governor, the CLP meeting, that's going to be a formality. Calls that are going to be coming in as well. After 11 days of what was undoubtedly, he dismissed it very politely and said, that's a media creation, Veera. You guys are saying that I don't have the MLAs itself. But we know that this wasn't smooth sailing. 11 days meant that there was definitely a lot of push and pull. One side had to finally concede in the end. What pulls and pressures finally. This is a man who has emerged victorious. That much we can say, Veera.
That's right. And three big takeaways. One is Thiruvananthapuram wins over New Delhi as far as the Congress is concerned. It's not often that happens. And I think number two is that VD Satishan will have to now learn to take everybody along because, as you rightly said, that there are enormous power lobbies and they would want their pound of flesh. And number three, the road ahead for VD Satishan is going to be one of a consensus-building chief minister, not that authoritarian, charismatic, perhaps dictatorial opposition leader that he was, who would just have his way when he went into things. So he'll have to learn the art of being chief minister. Great opposition leaders aren't always great chief ministers. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out for VD Satishan. But of course, he's a man of great talent, as I mentioned, a fascinating personality in himself. And I'll tell you where we need to book our tickets, Shiv, Padmaja and Vedika. We have to book our tickets to Kabini because he's a wildlife...
And he promised he promised you on counting day itself that he's going to give you that interview again.
He scaled every top peak in South India in the Western Ghats, and he's promised that he'll do an interview with us in Kabini, which is his most favorite resort.
So your wildlife gear is ready, Veera.
Hang on, he can do that only if the DK Shivkumar Siddaramaiah battle is settled in Karnataka. This time, if he comes down, it'll be a problem.
So you have to decide whether you'll go there or you'll go to Golden Eagle Resort, the famous Golden Eagle Resort where a lot of Congress MLAs periodically keep going to apparently cool off because it's so warm in Bangalore. But, you know, also when you mentioned that you've got various power lobbies, it's not as if all of them are going to be settled. As we speak, Tejri is reporting from Delhi that KC Venugopal has gone in for another meeting with Rahul Gandhi. And it's going to be interesting, the dynamics of the next few months, because you still have here in Delhi somebody who's widely believed, Shivan, Vedika and Veera, to be the gatekeeper to Rahul Gandhi.
Yes.
He is Rahul Gandhi's eyes and ears. He right now hasn't got what he presumably wanted, the chief ministership of Kerala, and now he's going to be sitting right here next to RJ every single day.
There are going to be a lot of groans and grumbles in the Congress party because, as Rashid Kidwai had written in his NDTV.com column a couple of days ago, a large number of Congress wallahs were actually hoping and praying that Rahul Gandhi has his way and that KC Venugopal is sent as chief minister so that the access to Rahul Gandhi becomes a little easier, because KC Venugopal had stood there as a kind of firewall,
Even in
pretty
Parliament.
much managing access to Rahul Gandhi, becoming that number two way beyond sort of Man Friday. But that is not to be at KC Venugopal.
You know, on a lighter note, I don't know if it caught anyone's eye because this came out right about the time when the election results were coming out. There was a front page story of how there was an imposter who pretended to be the personal secretary of Rahul Gandhi, and he duped congressmen. I think either this was in Himachal or someplace.
Yeah.
And the best part is everyone believed him because nobody had ever actually, most of the Congress people hadn't met the personal secretary of Rahul Gandhi. So this man for many months pretended to be able to give direct access to RG, and he was able to dupe all of these guys. So when you have somebody like a KC Venugopal, that's how much power he wields right here in Delhi. And I believe we have Ashwin, the man of the moment for NDTV, who managed to get the man of the moment for the Congress and Kerala. First of all, congratulations, Ashwin. What a great exclusive on a day like this with the person who finally has got what he wanted, even if he had to wait 11 days for it.
And 11 years.
And 11 years.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I got an experience of what was very close to, you know, getting into a stampede-like situation. So it was very crazy, but somehow managed to get it. But saying that, it is the man of the hour, Vadasheri Damodaran Satheesan is the 13th chief minister. So getting him, it was not an easy deal. But saying that, he very well spoke. He spoke that he will bring everybody into the table. In fact, you know, one of the biggest reasons is that there is a Nair who has come to the top chair who is not in good terms with the NSS. This has never happened in the Congress party ever. So that is the first amendment which probably he will have to start from. Because even yesterday, the Nair Service Society top man criticized Satishan. So this is where the power play will be eventually. And the second thing is when our sources said 47 MLAs are in support of KC Venugopal. Certainly this is a chunk of MLAs that he will have to bring together, because for the governance to be smooth, to be accelerating, he needs their support nevertheless. So that is where he said that he will bring everybody on board. Because whether I have spoken to all the people who are against, critical of VD Satishan, they say he has a tendency almost half of Pinarayi Vijayan. This is a common comment that I have received. But here is the man who is saying that he will bring everybody on board in his first exclusive with a national network. And that is something that we will be watching very closely. And certainly it's an emphatic win that he has finally won. It has been a flip of coin. Every half an hour we were like getting updates that sometimes it will be KC, sometimes it will be him, and then finally the poll finally went to him, and certainly he's the man who has brought in Team UDF. If you notice, Padmaja and all of my colleagues, he still gave the credit to Team UDF.
Yes.
It's a consistent campaign that he has been running for the last 5 years, which in my memory, I have not seen any congressman stating Team UDF, and perhaps this is a strength which he is drawing from, to know that right from Manjeshwaram, the top end of Kasaragod, to Katakada and the southern end of Thiruvananthapuram, he will need the support of everybody. The only thing missing from his side is the community leader support, which is, of course, of SNDP, Vellapalli Nateshan and Sukumaran.
And Ashwin, that's something even to talk about for the simple reason that when he was chosen leader of opposition back in 2021, you see Congress leaders, and you've written an article on this as well, Ashwin, going to community leaders, caste leaders, once that anointment happens. He didn't do it back then.
Absolutely. I want to put it across, I want to quote one of his interviews which he gave in 2015, where he said, Congress leaders' problem is that when community leaders tell them to sit, they will lie down. This is the problem I have with Congress leader. You know?
Yeah, and you know, we'll talk to you more about how he managed to get the votes of all of these communities without explicitly kowtowing to any of them. But now the politics around the choice of chief minister has started, and how the BJP, of course, has taken pot shots at the Congress, and they have spoken something that we, in fact, also were discussing earlier. The fact that the Muslim League, the IUML, the principal ally of the Congress, member of the UDF in Kerala, they come with 22 MLAs and they are critical for this alliance to stay in government. And the BJP is saying the fact that eventually VD Satishan was chosen is proof of how the Muslim League wields a lot of influence within this alliance, and they have again reiterated the charge of how they are the Maoist Muslim League. Remember, this was a term first used by the Prime Minister, saying that the Congress is now reduced to a MMC, Maoist Muslim Congress, and again that charge coming back to haunt them in Kerala.
So the BJP, which had first said, look at the picture that the BJP has just posted from its Keralam handle, Padmaja and Vedika. This kind of reinforces what they had been saying for a while now, and now they have every reason to do it. On Padmaja's 8 p.m. show yesterday, she had said very specifically that posters had been put up in Wayanad. In Wayanad, was it, Padmaja? Was it established that these had been put up by VD Satishan supporters or the IUML?
So here's the thing, I actually wanted to ask the IUML earlier, how did those posters mysteriously come up? Nobody actually took ownership. But imagine you've got posters in Wayanad specifically warning Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, no less.
Saying Wayanad will become another Amethi.
Yes, that you will not be able to win in Wayanad. You will never be able to win Kerala if you choose KC Venugopal. He may be, and those were the words on the posters, not mine, saying that he may be your bag carrier in Delhi, but you cannot foist KC Venugopal on us. This is a warning. You will lose Wayanad if KC Venugopal is chosen as Chief Minister. And now that is going to be quoted again and again, and that pretty much is the import of that poster which has been put out by BJP Keralam as well. So that threat, did it eventually have any bearing on the choice of VD Satishan? We may never know. But the fact is that you have IUML as a very critical ally. You need those numbers to stay in government. Those posters did go up in Wayanad, and it's a known fact that the support of the IUML, the support of the Muslims is critical for the Congress to win in Wayanad.
And while you may not know what really went down, what will be an indicator perhaps is also that meeting that will be held today, Padmaja, later in the day, where you will have the IUML, where you'll have the Congress MLAs talking. Obviously, we'll try to get you the inside track, but at the moment also, what Padmaja pointed out, KC Venugopal and a second meeting also with Rahul Gandhi, which also goes to prove that there's more to this than what meets the eye. You also have the BJP coming out and slamming the Congress over its decision, saying that this seems to be more of a decision of the IUML than the Congress.
And remember, just to put this in a larger context, this is not just about what is happening in Kerala. Take a look at the results in West Bengal. You've got only 2 MLAs of the Congress after they had a drought in 2021. They finally managed to get 2 MLAs. And both of them, one is from Rani Nagar, the other one is from a seat, Farakka, which has about 80% Muslims. So Rani Nagar, you've got 60% Muslim population. Farakka, you've got 80% Muslim population. The Congress finally makes a comeback, wins 2 of those seats. In Assam, you have 19 Congress MLAs. One of them is an SC candidate, one of an SC reserved seat. and 18 of them are Muslims. And who first made that charge? Badruddin Ajmal of
Shehzad's
the
on the phone line, Padmaja.
Yeah, Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, now joins us. Is it fair, Shehzad Poonawalla, to accuse the Congress of being a Muslim League-like party, of claiming that it's only the IUML pressure? After all, like our reporters have been saying, VD Satheesan did enjoy the local support as well.
Oh no, first of all, we congratulate Muslim League for appointing him via the Congress party, because this has got the stamp of entire Muslim League. I am privy to Congress details and Congress functioning. I was told that the reason why KC Venugopal and Ramesh Chennitala's number got cut is because they are preferred by church, but Congress wanted to go out all out to appease PFI, Muslim League for Wayanad calculation. And therefore, Madam Priyanka Vadra said that if you don't make Satishan, that means the Jamaat and Muslim League candidate, I will lose my election from Wayanad. So therefore, under the pressure of Priyanka and Jamaat, the Satishan nomination has been taken ahead. And it is my information. And also you see in Assam, also you were rightly saying, Padmaja, that most of the people are people who have won on the ticket. Very few Hindus have won. Only one Hindu SC community person has won because they had to forcibly give the seat in the reserve seat. In Bengal, it is 2 out of 2. In Kerala, also out of maximum Muslim MLAs from the entire assembly, maximum belong to Congress. It has now become a Jinnah-Wadi Congress. It is not Gandhi-Wadi Congress. It is a complete Muslim league it has become. And I would say it should be called Indian National Caliphate, INC.
Poonawalla, one could also say that this could just be coalition politics, like in Bihar, where you have an alliance. This could just be coalition politics when it comes to the state of Kerala.
No, we don't.
We're going to try and reconnect that line with Shehzad. It's a very poor phone line. I don't want to subject my viewers to that bad phone line. So we'll try and repatch Shehzad. But in the meanwhile, Vedika, the point you were making is that this could be coalition politics as well and the normal pulls and pressures. But not surprising at all that the BJP has picked up this one bit, because like Padmaja said, it's been something that they've been saying over and over again, whether in Bengal, whether in Assam, and now in Kerala.
Absolutely. And you know, this has been an ongoing conversation. Let's look at it from the Congress's point of view. You know, Pawan Khera, the day after Badruddin Ajmal first made that charge, and why Badruddin Ajmal has good reason to be angry with the Congress party. Remember, he was the unchallenged keeper of that vote bank, as it were, in Assam. Then cut to 2024, he was defeated by Rakibul Hassan of the Congress party by a margin of 10 lakh votes. That was the highest margin across the country. Cut to 2026, somebody who I think had about 20 MLAs was reduced to only 3 MLAs. You had the Congress taking away all those areas where the AIUDF earlier had a presence. You've got Lower Assam, Barak Valley. All of that was now a Congress area. All the delimitation seats were a Congress area. But the counter argument is, this is a democracy at the end of the day. Muslims will have to vote for somebody, and if they've chosen the Congress, if they've chosen the National Party who can be an effective counter to the BJP as it continues to win state after state, they decide to vote for them. I think Shehzad is back with us. Shehzad Poonawalla, yes, go on, make your point. How can we be so convinced that it is only the Muslim vote and not local factors, local support that weighed in favor of VD Satishan? Go on.
You see, Priyanka Vadra has won Wayanad. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it possible to hear me?
Go on.
Priyanka Vadra has won Wayanad seat with the help of PFI, Muslim League and Jamaat. And after she has won that seat, you will see that constantly, even Mr. Satheesan was the first one to say that yes, we are in alliance with Jamaat. When Jamaat made call for Islamic Republic, Satishan ji had defended it also. He said it's okay if they have said something like this. Then Muslim League and Jamaat both have weighed upon Priyanka that you will lose your seat if you do not make Satishan. And therefore, out of all this calculation, Priyanka ji has weighed in on Mr. Rahul Gandhi and said that no, we cannot allow Church to have second candidate. Church has also given them support for Tamil Nadu, Mr. Joseph. So they have already appeased Church in Joseph's case. So here they have appeased the Jamaat. So it is a balancing act between both these factions, and therefore this has been done. And you can see the kind of people who are getting elected on Congress. It is exclusively or 99% Muslims are getting elected. In Assam, in Bengal, 100% Muslims have got elected on Congress ticket. So Congress is also interested in doing the Hindu hatred politics. You've seen statement given by Congress MLA on Sanatan also in the Assembly of Tamil Nadu. So this all comes to the same conclusion that Congress has now become Indian national caliphate.
All right, I also want to quote to you data that was put out by Pawan Khera just a week ago, where he said that we've got 664 MLAs nationwide and 78% of them are actually Hindu, only 12% are eventually Muslims. You're looking at only one state or two states, but of the total 600 plus MLAs they have across the country, 78% belong to the Hindu community, Shehzad Poonawalla.
No, the point, that is not the right way of calculating. The right way of calculating is that when in a particular state which has a certain amount of Muslim heft or Muslim vote, there you completely exclude the Hindu community. Therefore, example of that is Assam. Wherever the Muslim community reaches a critical mass, Congress then excludes the Hindus. That's why you would remember that a lot of the Hindu leaders of Assam Congress, they have felt that we can no longer continue in Congress party, and they have come towards the side of Himanta Biswa Sarma. So in Bengal, in Assam, wherever there is a critical mass of Muslim vote, now in Kerala, they will now shift towards exclusive Muslim representation. That is the plan of the Congress party.
All right, I think Veera also has a question for you, Shehzad. Go on, Veera.
Shehzad, I was just listening to you saying that the Muslims have gravitated towards the Congress, etc. How can you justify that with the fact that 102 MLAs was won by the UDF overall? We only have 22 of the IUML. Isn't it a little unfair to say that it's only one community support that's led to the victory and arm twisted the Congress to choose one chief minister, a party with 63 MLAs? Would it just be one to peddle the narrative that you all have been peddling?
No, Veera, this is not my narrative. You will say BJP is a communal party. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has said this. I can quote the exact date and time. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has said that Congress, quote unquote, takes the support of them to win elections. And therefore, if Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan has also come to the same conclusion, then why fault poor Shehzad Poonawalla and BJP for it? This is not our narrative. This is, and don't take it in other spirit. It's just in a lighter comment. Now the common thing that is said in Kerala is that more than the Muslim person, Congress does 6-time or 7-time namaz because they have to and they have to appease to the PFI. So they are doing 7-time namaz and Muslim is doing 5-time namaz. This is what is said about Congress party by left leaders, local left leaders.
Okay, this is going to be very, very interesting, the way this entire narrative plays out in the lead up to the Lok Sabha elections, which, remember, are just 3 years away. And the next set of elections that we are going to see are going to be as critical, as important, and from the looks of it, as polarized. When you're talking about Uttar Pradesh, similar considerations. When you're talking about Uttarakhand, the first state to have brought in the UCC. When you're talking about Gujarat as well, this particular charge where you have a national party being accused of the only other national party of pretty much being reduced to the votes of one community. Is that going to lead to a sharp polarization? Shehzad Poonawalla, thanks very much for joining us. Veera, do you see this carrying on into the next few elections as well? The states that we mentioned, and of course, Karnataka happens next.
Is very clear. There is a sense that the minorities believe that the Congress, and this is a sense that I got in Kerala as well. The reason why there was such a strong north-central consolidation in favor of the Congress is that there was a sense that the Congress is the party which can actually reflect the issues in Parliament and etc. The left had lost its space to take that issue beyond Kerala. In fact, if you notice, Pinarayi Vijayan did make efforts to reach out to the minority vote towards the end of the campaign. In fact, even during our conclave, he sent out a message of solidarity with the minorities. So leave that aside. An assembly election and a parliamentary election cannot be seen as one. I think the dynamics of a parliamentary election is going to be very, very different as far as Kerala is concerned, as it has been in the past. And it's going to be a very interesting experiment to watch on how the Congress takes very, very different sections together. Very brief point, Padmaja, as Ashwin was pointing out, V.D. Satishan is one who's not favored by the Nair Service Society as well, all right? The Nair vote is something that the BJP has been wanting to gain traction with. How it's going to play out in terms of caste arithmetic, in terms of grassroots arithmetics as we head into the 2029 parliamentary elections will be possibly very different from what we've seen in an assembly election.
All right, more reactions coming in. I believe we have BJP spokesperson Pradeep Bhandari speaking.
Clearly evident that the new Congress Chief Minister picked from Kerala was not the choice of the Congress MLAs, but was the choice of the Indian Union Muslim League. Yet again, the Gandhi Vadra family has proven that they listen to the diktat of the Indian Union Muslim League. The remote control of the Congress party and the Gandhi Vadra family is under the Indian Union Muslim League. This is why the Congress party today is nothing short of the modern day Muslim League. The Congress is the Muslim League Maowadi Congress. It is clearly evident that the new Congress Chief Minister picked from Kerala.
More of such attacks on the Congress and specifically on the Kerala Congress in the next few days. This narrative is something that is only going to gain more traction in the days to come. We have to take a very, very quick break at this point, but much, much more on the biggest story of the day. Don't go anywhere.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Hi, Red, check the audio. Hi, Red, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Time killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद हर रोज।
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, "Maybe not." Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
महासचिव श्री मुकुल वासनिक जी और AICC महासचिव जो केरलम की जिम्मेदारी है, दीपा दास मुंशी जी हैं। अभी श्रीमती दीपा दास मुंशी जी एक महत्वपूर्ण घोषणा करेंगी। दीपा जी। ये सिर्फ घोषणा करेंगे, उसके बाद सवाल जवाब नहीं होगा। इनफॉर्मली हम बातचीत करेंगे, पर अभी घोषणा करने दीजिए क्योंकि इसका आपका इंतजार भी है।
Namaskar.
Welcome back. We're moving away from Kerala for a moment to bring you a controversy that is brewing in the state of Tamil Nadu. The Sanatan Dharm political flashpoint is back in the state, and this time the controversy has erupted from within the TVK. A fresh row has broken out after TVK MLA S. Mustafa has declared that he had entered the political field only to eradicate Sanatan, invoking Periyar and Ambedkar. The remark has now triggered a massive political backlash. The BJP has launched a sharp attack on Vijay as well as his party, accusing the party of following the DMK Congress line of appeasement politics.
நாங்களும் பெரியாரை வச்சிருக்கிறோம், அம்பேத்கரை வச்சிருக்கிறோம், சனாதனத்தை ஒழிக்கப்படும் தான் நாங்கள் களத்தில் இறங்கியிருக்கிறோம். முதல் சாராய கடையை மூடி இருக்கிறோம், இன்னைக்கு வந்து டாஸ்மார்க் வந்து 717 கடையை எந்த ஆட்சியுமே செய்யாத ஒரு சிறப்பான திட்டத்தை வந்து பெண்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, கோவில்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, சர்ச்சுகளுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, மசூதிகளுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, பள்ளி ஸ்கூலுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, பேருந்து நிலையம் இருக்கக்கூடிய குறிப்பாக தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருக்க அத்தனை பெண்களோட மனநிலையாக.
What is Sanadana? The word Sanadana means in Sanskrit indestructible. What is indestructible? Manudharma is indestructible, is what they mean, but they won't speak. But the Dravidian movement was started only for the sake of Hindus, that they should understand. 90% of the Hindus were sidelined as Shudras and Panchamas. They were not given education. They were not even allowed to go into the streets where upper caste people living. Against which the Dravidian movement, the Justice Party was started. When we are continuing with that process, we want everybody should be treated on par. That is what Thiruvalluvar said 2000 years back, that all men are born equal. Sanadana is against this concept of Thiruvalluvar. Sanadana is not a concept. The meaning of the word Sanadana is indestructible. What is indestructible is Manudharma is indestructible. So we oppose that. Let them say that Manudharma is not Sanadana.
Mr. Udinidhi Stalin wanted to provoke and instigate, Mr. Vijay, the Chief Minister. And, he wanted to create an issue on this, and that is why intentionally, with the malified intention, he has started this. So Mr. Vijay should have cleared it on that day itself, day before yesterday itself, stating that the opposition leader should not have spoken about any religion. So Mr. Vijay, who says that he is for every religion, he is for everyone, he should have condemned on that day in the floor itself.
Days back, leader of opposition in Tamil Nadu Assembly and DMK leader Udinidhi Stalin had made a similar kind of remark, evoking a political showdown, and that happened in front of the newly anointed Chief Minister of the state, Vijay.
மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களுக்கும் பேரவை துணைத் தலைவர் அவர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றி. உங்களுடைய பணிகள் சிறக்கட்டும். மீண்டும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம். வெல்க தமிழ், வாழ்க தமிழ்நாடு. மக்களை பிரிக்கும் சனாதனம் நிச்சயம் ஒழிக்கப்பட வேண்டும். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
That's all we have time for in this edition of Breaking Ground. News and updates continue on NDTV 24/7. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the talented photographer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Hi, Red, check the audio. Hi, Red, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, "Maybe not." Hi, my name is Satheesan Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, delicious, healthy every day.
India's unshakable news habit. NDTV.com is India's #1 English news website.
And our top international focus, US President Donald Trump is in China for the Beijing summit. China rolled out the red carpet for him. Both leaders shook hands. Trump received ceremonial guard of welcome and held bilateral talks. In his opening remarks, Trump hailed Chinese president by saying it is, and I'm going to quote him here, an honor to be meeting Xi today. He also said that he's brought the best business leaders in the world with him on this visit. Trump also mentioned that all eyes are on this biggest summit. Chinese president called on Trump to build a brighter future together. He said that the world has come to a new crossroad. Can China and US work together is the big question. Meanwhile, Xi has warned Trump, and this is important and one of the biggest takeaways from this summit, that mishandling the Taiwan issue could cause clashes and even conflicts between US and China. So while they talk about trade, they're talking about technology, Xi made it a point to underscore Taiwan as well.
I believe that our two countries have more common interests than differences. Success in one is an opportunity for the other, and a stable bilateral relationship is good for the world. China and the United States both stand to gain from cooperation and lose from confrontation. We should be partners, not rivals. We should help each other succeed and prosper together and find the right way for major countries to get along well with each other in the new era. Mr. President, I look forward to our discussions on major issues important to our two countries and the world, and working together with you to set the course for and steer the giant ship of China-US relations so as to make 2026 a historic landmark year that opens up a new chapter in China-US relations.
It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend, and the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All eyes on that big meeting that continues in Beijing. We're sipping to a short break. The top focus, once we're back here on NDTV 24/7, will be Congress picking Satheesan as CM designate. For now, very soon, they will be meeting with the governor, with Satheesan going and knocking on the doors of the governor's residence to stake claim to form the government in Kerala.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा और मसाला।
Hi Red, check the audio. Hi Red, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
मीठा या नमकीन चाहे जैसे खाओ 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसली स्वादिष्ट सेहतमंद हर रोज।
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Report with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense. What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Satishan. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
महासचिव श्री मुकुल वासनिक जी और AICC महासचिव जो केरलम की जिम्मेदारी है दीपा दास मुंशी जी हैं। अभी श्रीमती दीपा दास मुंशी जी एक महत्वपूर्ण घोषणा करेंगी। दीपा जी। ये सिर्फ घोषणा करेंगे, उसके बाद सवाल जवाब नहीं होगा। इनफॉर्मली हम बातचीत करेंगे, पर अभी घोषणा करने दीजिए क्योंकि इसका आपका इंतजार भी है।
Namaskar. The Congress Legislature Party had met in Thiruvananthapuram on May 7th, 2026 and had unanimously resolved to authorize the Congress President to appoint the new leader of the CLP in the state of Kerala. Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, the AICC observers who had met with the newly elected MLAs on May 7th, 2026, and many other leaders from the state, including MPs, former PCC presidents, have also been consulted. Based on all these discussions, it has been decided that Shri V.D. Satishan be appointed as the leader of the CLP. Thank you so much.
Clears the air then, Shiv. It is V.D. Satheesan, the next Chief Minister of Kerala. He has been the choice, Shiv, when it comes even to the IUML on the ground. He's done the spade work over the years. He's being rewarded for that. But this isn't the end to the drama, perhaps, given that you have KC Venugopal, who spent the morning with the Gandhis, and the announcement.
Hello, welcome to Southern View, and today we have the big breaking story from Kerala, and that is that after V.D. Satishan has been named the Chief Minister, we are now getting inputs that the oath-taking of the new government, the UDF government, will be on Monday. That's right. What we are getting information is that on Monday, the oath-taking ceremony will be held, and V.D. Satishan will be taking his oath. Now, also parallelly, what will now happen is that once the Chief Minister candidate decided, the ministerial candidates discussion will also likely to happen very soon. Now, right now, we are at the Cantonment House, and over here, all the allies will be coming to meet with Satishan over here and discuss the possible future of what are the other norms that needs to be done. But one thing is clear, that the government formation and oath-taking will happen on Monday. That's a big breaking update. Apart from that, the second story that we have is that KC Venugopal has in fact stated that although the support of the MLAs have been instrumental for him, the High Command had finally decided, and that he believes in the High Command decision. He has stated that the High Command is in fact looked in every single aspect of it, and he respects it, and as a congressman he will always live by the ethos of the Congress party. Now, in an exclusive conversation, this is what he had to say.
That KC Venugopal has got the maximum support in the CLP?
among the MLAs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, one more thing. Both NSS and SNDP has said that you have succumbed the pressure of the Muslim League and Jamaat-e-Islami.
That we will answer. Let me go to Kerala.
Okay.
I will land. We will sit in a party.
Deepa Das Munshi has also reacted on after VD Satishan has been selected as the CM candidate. And let's hear what she had to say. Tejri, our reporter from Delhi, Tejri, has an important conversation with Deepa Das Munshi, an exclusive conversation. Tejri, what is it that Deepa Das Munshi had to say?
Well, an important meeting took place at the residence of Rahul Gandhi with KC Venugopal and Deepa Das Munshi. Kerala Observer, in fact, while interacting with media, she in fact stated that yes, it's a fact that majority of MLAs in the CLP meeting did support KC Venugopal. This is a statement that she made. In fact, later on when we asked her that was it a pressurized decision that was taken, because there were pressure in fact from the allies of the UDF, particularly if you talk about IUML was pressurizing for VD Satishan. Then she said that we cannot comment anything on that. It's a high command decision, and the decision of high command cannot be questioned. Not just once but multiple times she reiterated the fact that the decision has been taken by high command. Number one, the decision cannot be reiterated, but in fact she also accepted the fact that yes, majority of MLAs did support KC Venugopal when it came to support, when it came to the decision. But in fact what we are also picking up from our sources is that it was at the last minute when VD Satishan was chosen to be the final name for the chief ministerial post. And now in fact what we're also learning is that another meeting is all set to take place at the residence of KC Venugopal, where K. Sudhakaran is going to meet. He was supposed to meet some time back, but KC Venugopal went to Rahul Gandhi's residence. Deepa Das Munshi was also there. She in fact stated, which is important to highlight over here, that MLAs, a large fraction of MLAs wanted that KC should become the chief minister. But when asked that what happened and why VD Satishan has been chosen, to which she multiple times responded that it was all the decision were taken by the high command. It was high command's call. That means that they submitted their report, but final decision was taken by high command. We did ask her about what kind of report you submitted. Is there any dissatisfaction amongst the MLAs? Is there any protest going on amongst the MLAs, or any MLAs are unhappy? She again stated that it's the decision of high command. That means that all the decision has been taken at a point of time when Rahul Gandhi met Mallikarjun Kharge. Remember that today Priyanka Gandhi Vatra was also present in the meeting along with KC Venugopal. And since Ashwin, we have been reporting since morning that will it be a convincing meeting? So yes, it was a convincing meeting to KC Venugopal. Now next we need to see that how back-to-back meetings will be taking place, because remember that for that half an hour when KC, Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi were meeting, senior leader of the Congress party, Salman Khurshid, also was the part of the meeting. Then one by one all of them left the residence of Rahul Gandhi. The decision was announced over there. KC addressed the media. He spoke that I am happy, I am satisfied by the decision. I'll go by what the opposition, what the high command has said. And he also in fact accepted the fact that yes, there were MLAs in fact who were supporters wanting me to become the chief minister, but ultimately the high command decision is to be accepted, and he is happy with whatever decision has been taken, and he will also be going to the state of Kerala, is what he stated while in fact he answered one of the questions to NDTV. Now needs to be seen that how back-to-back meetings are taking place. Who next?
Tejri, I'll have to interrupt you there. Tejri, there's a big breaking story, Tejri. We have a big breaking story, and that is that BJP has now come forward to slam the Congress party. In fact, BJP has now labelled Satishan as the man of the Muslim League. In fact, the BJP has went on to state that Congress has finally bowed down to the pressures of the IUML. In fact, it has also went on to even say that Congress cannot survive in Kerala without the Muslim League and VD Satishan. This is a big breaking that we have from the BJP side in Kerala. Certainly, this will be the message that BJP will be giving all the time, with 3 MLAs of the BJP, which is going to be in the Legislative Assembly this time, for the first time in the history of the state. Certainly, this will be one of the angles that we can expect it throughout the year when VD Satishan will be the Chief Minister. That's the big breaking we have. Now, back to you, Tejasri. What were you bringing up? You're bringing a special highlight on the situation in Delhi and the support that KC Venugopal had got from the MLAs. Despite that, the High Command chose over it. Over to you, Tejasri.
Well, Ashwin, the day you remember when we spoke over the call when KC Venugopal was landing here in the national capital, you in fact mentioned that yes, there will be a huge welcome for KC Venugopal. There were also massive celebration posters were installed, and here also in fact all the youth leaders in fact supported KC Venugopal, and in all the meetings in fact the MLAs, for that matter the KPCC former presidents, the senior leaders also, when they met one-to-one with Rahul Gandhi, they in fact stated that they wanted that KC Venugopal should be made the Chief Minister. Their first pick was KC Venugopal. But actually what happened wrong, that will only be, part of that particular meeting that took place between Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi, when perhaps the name was finalized, because yesterday it was Jairam Ramesh who at around 4 p.m. announced that, a press briefing will be held, and today at 12 o'clock, after back-to-back meetings were held in the national capital at Rahul Gandhi's residence number 1, at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence number 2, and then a final announcement being made at Congress headquarters, and then another meeting again taking place at the residence of Rahul Gandhi. So a lot of things going on. Just the announcement, we cannot just say now, Ashwin, that there's a full stop for the Congress party, everything has been resolved just because the Chief Minister's name has been announced. There is a lot more to come now. We also need to see that what the factions of the
There's a very interesting... Tejasri, Tejasri, one of your Delhi colleague, in fact, Jainendra, is sweating out in Kerala. Certainly the humidity is catching up with him. But at this time, he is bringing one leader. He's having a one-on-one with a leader. Jainendra, you're there with me, right? You can hear. Tell us, what do you feel? What is the mood on the ground over there?
Yes, I am inside Satishan's residence and waiting for him to come and interact with us. He have already talked with NDTV. We are also trying to that he speaks to our Hindi channel, and here many of his supporters are also waiting for him to come out. And the mood is, of course, you can understand that everybody was waiting in Kerala, and especially supporters for 10 days for this announcement to come. And now that the Congress party has announced for Satishan to be the next Chief Minister, everybody is happy. Sir, can you talk to us? You are live on NDTV. How is the feeling, and what are the expectations from CM Satishan?
So we all are very much happy with the appointment of our newly elected leader, Sri VD Satishan, and each and every members of all the Keralites were very much happy. They were eagerly waiting for this appointment, and we have very much expectations.
And were you all worried when leadership was taking time and the decision was stuck, delay was happening? So was there supporters worried? Were you worried that what decision is going to happen?
No. Because if whether it is take time also, the good decision, the right decision at the right time it was taken. Okay.
Right decision at right time.
Yes.
You don't want to speak? You want to speak, ma'am?
Right.
Can you tell us how happy you are?
Happy.
Why everybody is supporting Satishan in Kerala?
Kerala Satishan.
What is the X factor in Satishan? What is the X factor in Satishan?
We have Winston with us. In fact, he has won from Kovalam. Let's hear from him. So, what do you feel now? Because I remember when the decision was the Chief Minister decision was ongoing 3-4 days ago, you had come to Cantonment House and you had spoken to me. What do you have to say now?
Now, the All India Congress Committee, the Congress High Command, once again proved their ability to take a good decision. That is my reaction.
Okay.
Once again, on the right decision on the right time.
See, VD Satishan is completely taken a different path in his entire career. You know, what do you think that you expect out of him that is going to become a big change in the way Congress Party is going to be working in the future? Because this government is coming after a huge debacle. You know, remember, huge debacle, 10 years out of power and coming back. What do you think is the fresh lease of life that VD Satishan is going to bring in? Because he always says Team UDF, Team UDF.
Regarding the government, no government faced such a difficulties, obstacles. Not even in the economic sector, in all these sectors, there are a lot of difficulties are there.
Okay.
So it is the government, because we are all have more expectation in VD Satishan that he will do something.
You have high expectations. So
not only me, the people of Kerala.
So this is a big reaction that we are coming in, bringing in from Vicent, the Kovalam MLA now. Let's hear what VD Satishan had to say in an exclusive conversation with NDTV. Congratulations to you. What do you have to say about this emphatic decision?
I express my gratitude towards the ACC leaders and Congress President Rahul Ji and other leaders. And I dedicate my citizenship to the people of Kerala. We have offered many things. We will work for them. We will build a team and work for Kerala, future Kerala. We will make changes. We will create a new era. That is our task.
So many MLAs have come together. They have a difference of opinion. Now you have to have a challenge to bring everybody together.
It is democratic.
Yes.
Democracy is the discourse. Discourse. That is happening. Congress Party is a democratic party. That process has completed. They have discussed with all the MLAs and MPs, senior leaders, and they have taken a decision.
Yes. So a big win for the Congress Party. There are also a lot of community leaders also that you need to now meet and bring them on board. Also, big, isn't it?
Definitely, we will cooperate with all of them. I don't have any complaint with anybody. Those who criticize to me, it is their right.
Yes,
it is their right. Now, as not only a chief minister, the opposition leader can be criticized.
Yes.
And they have every right.
What do you think is the biggest
reason is coming?
What do you think is the biggest
I won't be intolerant.
Okay.
I won't be intolerant.
Yes.
I will hear what they are saying.
Yes.
If I have to correct, I will correct.
What is the biggest reason?
They are all senior fellows.
Yes. What is the
senior to me?
What is the biggest reason for this victory? Or what do you think is the biggest reason?
That is Team UDF.
Team UDF.
We work together as a single party.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wholeheartedly, I am welcoming that decision. I am congratulating VD Satishan for this position. I think that people of Kerala has given a big verdict for the UDF. The government under the leadership of VD Satishan can fulfill the aspirations and promises of the people of Kerala. Certainly, we are totally with the government of Kerala.
Decision has been announced, sir. What's your reaction, sir?
It's a very good decision. We welcome the decision. We appreciate the ICC. Yes.
So what next, sir?
त्रिवेंद्रम जाएंगे और यहाँ पे अनाउंसमेंट घोषणा कर दी गई है। दीपादास मुंशी जी, मुकुल वासनिक जी और मैं, हम तीनों वहाँ पे जाएंगे।
राज्यपाल से मिलने का समय मांगा है सर?
वो सब होगा।
VD Satishan's house in Trivandrum, and here now supporters have gathered and they are sloganeering and they are thanking Congress leadership for the decision, and we can see Satishan's cutouts in their hand. We'll try to talk how happy all of you are after this.
We are so happy because we are waiting for only this decision. This is the right decision. This only the right decision.
Waiting for 10 years for this tenure rule change, okay? Because we have been so much waiting for a regime change, and people have been so much anxious for VD.
Why do you think? Because it took so much time, so much time for Congress leadership.
Because VD had to rearrange with UDF support.
We have to pressurize Congress leadership.
And no, actually, it's the people's mandate. He gave us this victory. That's all.
So now, what are expectations from the upcoming chief minister?
100% positive.
This may be the best CM of the Kerala.
Best CM. He'll be the best, yeah. Okay. Yes. What are the expectations?
Best CM. Best CM.
Young CM. Well, the BJP has upped its ante against the 13th Chief Minister of Kerala by stating that he is an agent of the Indian Union Muslim League. Now, this is the narrative that BJP has been stating for quite some time. In fact, whenever VD Satishan's name wasn't there, it was the BJP which kept saying that he has been backed and supported by the BJP, by the IUML, I'm sorry, and therefore him being Chief Minister will be the final decision, and that it will be clear that the High Command of the Congress will bow down to the will of the Indian Union Muslim League. Let's hear some of the big reactions that the BJP leaders are stating about this to back this claim.
It is clearly evident that the new Congress Chief Minister picked from Kerala was not the choice of the Congress MLAs, but was the choice of the Indian Union Muslim League. Yet again, the Gandhi Vadra family has proven that they listen to the diktat of the Indian Union Muslim League. The remote control of the Congress party and the Gandhi Vadra family is under the Indian Union Muslim League. This is why the Congress party today is nothing short of the modern day Muslim League. The Congress is the Muslim League Maowadi Congress.
Oh no, first of all, we congratulate Muslim League for appointing PM via the Congress party, because this has got the stamp of entire Muslim League. I am privy to Congress details and Congress functioning. I was told that the reason why KC Venugopal and Ramesh Chennitala's number got cut is because they are preferred by church, but Congress wanted to go out all out to appease PFI, Muslim League for Wayanad calculation. And therefore, Madam Priyanka Vadra said that if you don't make Satishan, that means the Jamaat and Muslim League candidate, I will lose my election from Wayanad. So therefore, under the pressure of Priyanka and Jamaat, the Satishan nomination has been taken ahead.
It's a very apt decision by the High Command, although they took 11 days, but then they took the views of everyone, including the allied parties, coalition parties, and they actually came to a correct decision according to us, because Satishan, being the leader of opposition, he was the one who led the elections, he was the one who fought the CPM government, and he was the leader in all sense. So, and the people's reaction, the public opinion, all was completely in favor of Satishan. And we had made our mind very clear to the High Command also, the observers who came over into Trivandrum. So the people were in fact wanting Mr. Satishan as the Chief Minister. It's a right decision, good decision by the High Command.
Well, before the election mood was set in, it was the NDTV power play conclave that set the precedence on the big leaders that is going to be in the fray. And one of the most important conversation of that time was with our editor-in-chief, Rahul Kanwal, with VD Satishan, who is now the Chief Minister. Let's hear this very interesting conversation that happened at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Thiruvananthapuram during the NDTV power play conclave.
Congratulations, fantastic victory, very well done. Explain to us how you made it happen, Mr. Satishan. You're live on NDTV, whatever you say is live, so tell us, how did you make this happen, sir?
I'm happy to say that we have predicted that we may get more than 100 seats. Now we got more than 100 seats.
Right. Veera Raghav has a question for you.
Now we are crossing 100 seats. Now
Yes.
we are crossing 100 seats. Now it is 103.
Okay.
That was our prediction.
Veera Raghav.
Sir, how are you?
Hello.
How are you? Now, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest? You said you'll come to Kabini.
Definitely.
Are you going to Delhi now or are you going to
Definitely.
Kabini? Are you going to Delhi now or are you going to Kabini?
Definitely, I want to visit Kabini again.
The fact is, your Padyatra had a very big role to play. What's the lesson you think the Kerala Congress is sending to the Congress across the country? The way you're active on the ground, your Padyatra on the ground had a big role to play in this victory, Mr. Satishan.
Yes, I agree with you. We have very good organization set up. We have built up our organization set up. definitely, number one. And we have taken some positions. We have taken a pakka secular position. Nobody was ready to take such a position, secular position. Some of the groups declared their support to us, some extreme outfits. We said, no, we don't want your support. We don't want your support. We have taken secular stand, the people believed us. All the community, across the state, all the communities voted for us. Majority community as well as the minority community voted for UDF because Kerala is secular. This victory of the UDF, I am proud to say that this is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
Veer Sanghvi, well-known journalist. Veer Sanghvi has a question for you. Veer.
Please.
Everybody talked about anti-incumbency. Everybody talked about what a good job you'd done in preparing for this election. What people did say was that it wasn't clear that you would be the only people to take advantage of anti-incumbency. The BJP, as you know, has had a landslide in Assam, appears to have done very well in Bengal. People said that the BJP was now ready to make a huge mark in Kerala. That doesn't seem to have happened. Why do you think that's true?
The BJP was not a force in Kerala. I already stated that our Kerala is secular. We will never accept any communal forces. This is a declaration of our state to the entire country that our Kerala is secular. Not only the anti-incumbency. Anti-incumbency was a major component for our victory. Definitely I agree that. But at the same time, we have alternatives. The people believed us. We have made detailed studies, homework, many conclaves, many interactions, and we had definite programs to the public. So we won the election. The BJP doesn't have any say in Kerala. This is not like any other northern states or any other states.
So you're looking very, very serious through all this big victory, rare victory for your party. How will VD Satishan and the Kerala Congress celebrate?
We are celebrating with the people of Kerala. The people are celebrating. We are with them.
What is there for Sadhya today, sir? What are you eating today? What is there for lunch?
All our colleagues are distributing sweets.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
We should have a Kerala Sadhya.
And you have to invite us for it as well. Please don't eat without us. We'll come and join you and have some lovely Kerala Sadhya. Thank you very much.
Well, I stand corrected. That was a very interesting interview during the time of counting where the Congress had a formidable number. That was a very special interview. In fact, that's all we have from the state of Kerala. I'm now giving it to Sam, my colleague in Tamil Nadu. Sam, how does it feel when, for after the longest time, Kerala is taking precedence over Tamil Nadu for the longest time, isn't it? How do you feel? What are the big stories that are coming in from Tamil Nadu, Sam?
Ashwin, that's right. Some breaking news and good news for more than 1 crore women across Tamil Nadu receiving the monthly government assistance of 1,000 rupees every month launched by the MK Stalin government earlier. This afternoon, Chief Minister Joseph Vijay has directed authorities to credit that monthly 1,000 rupees to beneficiaries soon. Normally, it's done on the 15th of every month. This time, it's not clear whether it will be done tomorrow. And on the question of the poll promise of TVK to increase this monthly assistance for women to 2,500 rupees, the government says it will require more time to what they call restructure the program. And MK Stalin, the DMK chief and outgoing chief minister, has questioned Vijay, why no more time now to begin with? And what are you restructuring? Is this the change you promised? That's what MK Stalin has shared on X. More news. TVK MLA from Madurai, Mustafa, has said that TVK2 is out on the field to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. He was saying this in response to a specific question on the leader of opposition, Udayinidhi Stalin's speech on the floor of the House day before yesterday, that Sanatan Dharma, which divides people, ought to be eradicated. And in fact, Sanatan Dharma, while it's being seen as the code of living for Hindus in the northern part of India, in Tamil Nadu and across South India, is being seen through the prism of untouchability and caste discrimination that denies education, jobs for the oppressed communities. This is what Mustafa had to say, and this certainly has now triggered a flood of responses or reactions across the country.
பெரியாரை வச்சிருக்கிறோம், அம்பேத்கரை வச்சிருக்கிறோம், சனாதனத்தை ஒழிக்கப்படும் தான் நாங்கள் களத்தில் இறங்கியிருக்கிறோம். முதல் சாராய கடையை மூடி இருக்கிறோம். இன்னைக்கு டாஸ்மார்க் 717 கடையை எந்த ஆட்சியுமே செய்யாத ஒரு சிறப்பான திட்டத்தை பெண்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, கோவில்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, சர்ச்சுகளுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, மசூதிகளுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, பள்ளி ஸ்கூலுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு, பேருந்து நிலையம் இருக்கக்கூடிய குறிப்பாக தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருக்க அத்தனை பெண்களோட மனநிலையாக.
Sanadana, what is Sanadana? The word Sanadana means in Sanskrit indestructible. What is indestructible? Manudharma is indestructible, is what they mean, but they won't speak. But the Dravidian movement was started only for the sake of Hindus, that they should understand. 90% of the Hindus were sidelined as Shudras and Panchamas. They were not given education. They were not even allowed to go into the streets where upper caste people living. Against which the Dravidian movement, the Justice Party was started, when we are continuing with that process. We want everybody should be treated on par. That is what Thiruvalluvar said 2000 years back, that all men are born equal. Sanadana is against this concept of Thiruvalluvar. Sanadana is not a concept. The meaning of the word Sanadana is indestructible. What is indestructible is Manudharma is indestructible. So we oppose that. Let them say that Manudharma is not Sanadana.
और जिन लोगों के मन में है कि वो सनातन को समाप्त कर देंगे, मुझे लगता है वो जान नहीं पा रहे हैं कि उनके घर में भी उनके माता पिता का नाम या तो दुर्गा है, या तो राम है, या तो सीता है. उनके घर के लोग भी मंदिर जाते हैं, पूजा करते हैं. और आश्चर्य का विषय है, वो ज्योतिष शास्त्र में भी कुछ लोग विश्वास रखते हैं. और ऐसा भी मैंने देखा है कि ज्योतिष में विश्वास रख के उनके ही साथी को अपना अधिकारी भी बनाते हैं. तो सनातन तो इनग्रेन्ड है, डीएनए में सनातन है. क्या अपने आप को समाप्त कर लेंगे कुछ लोग? अगर सनातन को समाप्त करना है तो अपने आप को ही समाप्त करना पड़ेगा.
Mr. Udinidhi Stalin wanted to provoke and instigate, Mr. Vijay, the Chief Minister, and he wanted to create an issue on this, and that is why intentionally, with the malified intention, he has started this. So Mr. Vijay should have cleared it on that day itself, day before yesterday itself, stating that the opposition leader should not have spoken about any religion. So Mr. Vijay, who says that he is for every religion, he is for everyone, he should have condemned on that day in the floor itself.
So the mask is finally off. TVK MLA S. Mustafa says that we have also entered the field only to eradicate Sanatan Hindu. First, it was Udinidhi Stalin who said Sanatan should be eradicated, then Congress supported him. 3 years ago also, Udinidhi Stalin had said this. At that time, Congress had supported him. Congress MLA also said that Sanatan needs to be removed from Tamil Nadu. Hindus should be removed from Tamil Nadu. And now this statement has been reiterated by TVK, who claims to be secular. This shows that this entire bunch is a Hindu Virodhi bunch. Whether it's Congress, DMK, Samajwadi Party, Trinamool Congress or TVK, they all believe that Hindu ka karo apman, taki mile vote bank ki dukaan. They are actually nafrat ke bhaijaan.
And this is what Udinidhi Stalin had said in the Tamil Nadu Assembly day before yesterday.
மாண்புமிகு பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களுக்கும் பேரவை துணைத் தலைவர் அவர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றி. உங்களுடைய பணிகள் சிறக்கட்டும். மீண்டும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம். வெல்க தமிழ், வாழ்க தமிழ்நாடு. மக்களை பிரிக்கும் சனாதானம் நிச்சயம் ஒழிக்கப்பட வேண்டும். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Well, that's all from me. Now it's over to my colleague Padmaja Joshi for a discussion on this. Padmaja.
Well, the controversy started from day one itself when Leader of Opposition Udayanidhi Stalin had first spoken about it when he made his first speech welcoming Vijay as the new chief minister and ended that speech by saying we want Sanatan Dharm eradicated. At that time, the silence off for Vijay had been questioned, but it was easy to maintain an arm's distance at that time. But now things are going to get more sticky because after Udayanidhi Stalin, it was an MLA of the Congress who made a similar comment. You had Asan Maulana saying that Eda Party is out, which means that Modi is out, and which also means that Sanatan Dharm is out of Tamil Nadu. But now you've got somebody, an MLA from the ruling party itself, from Vijay's own party, from the TMK, who again has reiterated pretty much the same statement that Udayanidhi Stalin had given and said that we have entered the field in order to eradicate Sanatan Dharm. So this promises to be quite a sticky issue for the new chief minister, especially when, the comparisons are being made of how he himself believes in astrology, how he had appointed his astrologer as his OSD, which obviously subsequently was a decision that was revoked. But nonetheless, the fact that he himself holds such beliefs, Vijay holds such beliefs, and yet he remains quiet when in front of him calls are given to eradicate Sanatan Dharm. So this is being picked up and projected, and the silence in particular of the chief minister is being questioned.
In the run-up to the confidence vote yesterday, Chief Minister Joseph Vijay had met not just former Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and other political leaders, he also visited parties that support his government from outside, including leaders of VCK, CPI, CPM, and in fact, rebel leaders from AIADMK who voted for him yesterday. Udayanidhi Stalin has called this a new kind of politics, naming it sofa politics, because new sofas were seen going to the residence of C.V. Shanmugam, the rebel leader, and the office of VCK in Chennai, just before Vijay arrived there. Udayanidhi says, never in the history of India, a sitting chief minister visited rebel leaders even before they officially joined a party, inviting them before trust vote.
First, it was the VCK headquarters. Cameras spotted a brand new sofa set being unloaded just before speculation over a possible meeting between Thiruma Vallavan and Vijay peaked. At the time, political observers joked that in Tamil Nadu politics, even furniture was sending signals. Later, Shanmugam Velumani faction extended support to the ruling TVK coalition. Another new sofa set arrived, this time at the residence of senior AIADMK leader C.V. Shanmugam. The coincidence has now sparked a political and social media frenzy. While the internet jokes continue, the politics underneath is serious. DMK leader Udayanidhi Stalin has accused Chief Minister Vijay of depending on political bargaining to stay in power. Udayanidhi further claimed the 2006 DMK government was formed through alliance support and not by breaking parties, horse trading MLAs or sending sofa sets. That single line has now added fuel to Tamil Nadu's sofa politics debate.
ஒரு தலைவரோட வீட்டுக்கு ஒரு புது சோஃபா போகுது. சோஃபா பின்னாடியே புது முதலமைச்சரும் அந்த வீட்டுக்கு போறாரு. தமிழ்நாட்டு வரலாற்றிலேயே முதன்முறையாக, இந்திய வரலாற்றிலேயே முதன்முறையாக ஒன்று நடந்திருக்கு. என்னன்னா, கட்சி தாவறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே அந்த குரூப் தலைவர் வீட்டுக்கு போய் இவ்வளவு ஓப்பனா அவங்களுக்கு இன்விடேஷன் கொடுத்ததை இதுவரைக்கும் இந்தியாவில் யாருமே பார்த்தது கிடையாது. இதை பார்த்துட்டு மக்கள் இன்னைக்கு என்ன தெரியுமா கேட்கிறாங்க? சேஞ்சுன்னு சொன்னீங்களே, இந்த சேஞ்சுக்கு பின்னாடி மிகப்பெரிய எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் இருக்கோ?
So is this all coincidence, routine furniture replacement? Or has the sofa quietly become Tamil Nadu politics' new visual code for alliance talks and power equations? Bureau Report, NDTV.
Chief Minister Vijay has denied these allegations, saying there's no horse trading, but his government functions in the speed of a horse. Well, some good news for film lovers. The film Karuppu is all set to hit the screens tomorrow, featuring Surya, the actor, and Trisha as the lead star in that. And in fact, the Tamil Nadu government has given special screening permission from 9 a.m. in the morning tomorrow.
Barely 2 days into office, and Chief Minister Vijay is already making political and cinema heads turn. Actor Trisha's much-anticipated film Karuppu, where she shares the screen with superstar Surya, has got a favourable call from the newly formed Tamil Nadu government. The Vijay government has cleared special 9 AM shows for Karuppu. Now that may sound routine in Tamil cinema, except it isn't. Tamil Nadu theatres have, in recent years, stayed away from early morning shows, largely to manage fan frenzy and avoid law and order concerns around big star releases. Which is why this approval has caught the attention of Tamil film industry. The optics are also quite hard to miss. The exception comes days after Trisha was seen attending Vijay's swearing ceremony.
This is a new beginning.
Fueling chatter once again around the actor-politician and actor, a pairing long surrounded by speculation. No official explanation for the exception. But the timing and the film involved are adding layers to the conversation. The makers of Karuppu have thanked Chief Minister Vijay, confirming first day first show begins at 9 AM on May 14th. The makers even shared a social media version of the film poster, with Vijay signing executive orders to the CM chair. A small administrative decision perhaps. But in Tamil Nadu, where cinema and politics have always shared a complicated, inseparable relationship, even show timings can become a headline. Especially when the Chief Minister of the state is involved. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Surya and Trisha in lead roles for all those film lovers to watch Karuppu from tomorrow. Some breaking news. The tug of war and rebellion within the AIADMK has taken a new spin now. Rebel leader C.V. Shanmugam and 24 others who were stripped of their party positions by party chief EPS yesterday after they voted in favor of the TVK government defying EPS have said that they will never enter the party office, the AIADMK headquarters in Chennai, till they are officially recognized as the true leaders representing the AIADMK. In fact, the trouble began after the AIADMK suffered defeat for the fourth consecutive time, and pressure was mounted by the elected MLAs on party chief EPS to take stock of the situation over the party's continuous poll failures after Jayalalitha died. They also wanted him to ally with TVK so that they can be part of the Vijay government in Tamil Nadu, but EPS turned it down, and then the rebellion took a new high with rebel leaders, 24 of them, voting in favor of Vijay yesterday, one abstaining, and the others, 22, under EPS voting against the government. Okay, now the fault lines are out in the open. The AIADMK camp, led by its party chief EPS, they've moved the speaker. They met the speaker yet again today, and they contemplate taking action against the rebel MLAs under the anti-defection law. While rebels claim that no formal whip has been elected, they claim that they have a majority support. However, EPS team claims Agni Krishnamurthy was appointed as the party's whip, and these members ought to have abided by his order yesterday to vote against the confidence move by Chief Minister Vijay. We'll have to wait and watch what kind of a spin this will take. Already the AIDMK has suffered a huge setback in terms of their tally, and now the rebel leaders are mounting pressure on EPS, not only to unseat him, not only to allow him to become the legislature party leader in the assembly, but also perhaps unseat him from the position he holds as the party chief.
Sir, we have given a complaint stating that 25 ADMK MLAs has not obliged the order of the whip. Whip has been appointed by our General Secretary. General Secretary Mr. Edapadi Palaniswamy is the only competent authority to appoint the whip. Whip has issued an order. It was not followed. They have voted against the will of ADMK. So we have asked the Legislative Assembly Speaker to take action against those who are not followed the ADMK whip's order.
Well, that's all the time we have for on this edition of Southern View. Hope you liked it. See you tomorrow, same time. Goodbye.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा आर्थिक मसाला।
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University.
Higher end, check the audio. Higher end, check the audio.
Let's do it. Let's start. Big news that we're breaking first here on NDTV.
We know for sure that they have, confirmed their support to him.
We've got a picture of the letter, the breaking story. We're jumping straight into it.
They do not want to be part of an experiment.
Show around and then come to me at the Nehru Stadium in Chennai.
Unconditional support.
Giant killer of TVK is here with us.
We've got Mr. Dinakaran with us here. Veera, why aren't you also dancing?
Vijay is coming out, TVK chief.
Big breaking story here on NDTV. Nobody else has these details. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Thank you for the love.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
महासचिव श्री मुकुल वासनिक जी और AICC महासचिव जो केरलम की जिम्मेदारी है दीपा दास मुंशी जी हैं। अभी श्रीमती दीपा दास मुंशी जी एक महत्वपूर्ण घोषणा करेंगी। दीपा जी। ये सिर्फ घोषणा करेंगे, उसके बाद सवाल जवाब नहीं होगा। इनफॉर्मली हम बातचीत करेंगे, पर अभी घोषणा करने दीजिए क्योंकि इसका आपका इंतजार भी है।
Namaskar. The Congress Legislature Party had met in Thiruvananthapuram on May 7th, 2026 and had unanimously resolved to authorize the Congress President to appoint the new leader of the CLP in the state of Kerala. Accordingly, the Congress President has held extensive discussions with the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, leader of the opposition.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about what really killed Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav's half-brother Prateek Yadav, who was just 38 when he passed away on Wednesday morning. NDTV has now accessed his autopsy report, which has revealed that he died due to a massive blockage in the blood vessels of the lungs, leading to a collapse of the heart and the respiratory system. The report lists 6 injuries all before the death, and these injuries were reported in the chest, in the arms, as well as the elbow and the left wrist. While 3 of the injuries are about 5 to 7 days old, there are 3 others that are about just a day old. The report further suggests that doctors have preserved the entire heart as well as clot-like material that has been recovered from the lungs for further examination. They've taken out samples that have been preserved for chemical analysis as well. So this is the half-brother of Akhilesh Yadav, Prateek Yadav, who has died at the age of 38. He hadn't been keeping too well. He was not responsive. He was taken to the hospital about 6:15 in the morning yesterday when he was brought in, and that is when he was declared to be dead at the age of 38. This has been a very, very young death. His wife was not there at the time. Let's just also switch tracks now and get you more details of social media influencer. The Skin Doctor has found himself at the center of a massive online storm. Popular digital commentator Dr. Neelam Singh, better known as the Skin Doctor, was arrested by the Delhi police following alleged posts targeting the Kapoor family after the death of the businessman Sanjay Kapoor. The case was registered after members of the Kapoor family approached the police, alleging that certain social media posts have made this death, as far as Sanjay Kapoor's death is concerned, very, very offensive comments and defamatory, and the police sources say the influencer was questioned. Let's now first, before we get you that story, cut across to Prime Minister Modi, who's meeting with leaders of different countries. Do remember, India, they're hosting that BRICS meet that's taking place, and also there is, Arakchi, or the Iranian foreign minister, who's here, as well as so is Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister. So Prime Minister Modi there meeting all the foreign ministers who are here in the national capital. So visuals coming on your screen of the various leaders who are here, the BRICS leaders who are here in Delhi, and a very crucial time, very significant time when Arakchi, the Iranian foreign minister, is here as well. Do remember, this is in the wake of the hostilities that erupted on the 28th of February. And here we have the foreign ministers here meeting in India, which is very crucial at this particular point in time. This meeting of the BRICS foreign ministers has been kicked off with the Iran war likely to cast a shadow on that two-day event, which also coincides with the US President Donald Trump, who's in China meeting with Xi Jinping. So here we have, of course, S.J. Shankar also, who met with all the foreign ministers. He has had bilateral meetings. And here we have the Prime Minister holding those meetings as well. There you can see Aditya Rajkal, my colleague, joining us in order to get us details. Aditya Rajkal, is this normal and common to see the Prime Minister meeting with the foreign ministers during this, on the sidelines of the BRICS meeting?
Well, that's right. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in fact, is at the Bharat Mandapam, and all the members of the BRICS nations after the first session and post the lunch are now interacting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You can see these visuals, including the Iranian Foreign Minister Argachi and the Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, and countries of all BRICS nations, including South Africa as well, now individually also interacting with the Prime Minister, and a group family photograph of the BRICS also being taken at this stage. Now, this BRICS meeting comes at a very critical stage as of now, when there's been no headway in a ceasefire between Iran and the United States. There have been hectic parleys that's been underway. Also, this comes parallelly at a time when Trump is meeting Xi Jinping, which is being dubbed as a historic meeting, and could possibly give a message of stability if all goes well during those bilateral talks in Beijing. But as of now, a very important meeting of the foreign ministers of the BRICS nations is taking place with Prime Minister Modi at the Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. India is the chair of the BRICS at this particular juncture, and that's why India's role of country that pushes for dialogue, diplomacy, and talks for a peace process really reflects and signifies during this BRICS meeting. Also, at a time of economic disruptions and economic turbulence due to Trump tariffs and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, India has been pushing for a free navigation and also more collective approach rather than tariffs as putting barriers between countries and nations. So India's message is of dialogue, diplomacy and transparency, and democracy to be restored and pushed much more between the BRICS nations. Will there be a separate trading agreement between the BRICS? Will there be a push for de-dollarization or against it? We'll have to wait and watch, because the second session of the BRICS is now beginning in a few minutes from now. But as of now, Prime Minister has interacting, and it is a normal diplomatic protocol. Every time there's a BRICS or a G20 or a similar summit, the visiting nations and visiting leaders do call on the host Prime Minister, and that's what is happening. It's a two-day summit. The second session is underway. Tomorrow morning will be the third and the concluding session, and thereafter we could possibly see a joint statement at the BRICS level coming in.
And before his visit to the UAE, here's the Prime Minister meeting with all the leaders that are here, the foreign ministers who are here in Delhi. Take us through the significance of the timing of all of this, because on the other hand, we have Donald Trump meeting with Xi Jinping in China.
That's right. That's why it assumes more significance because there are many critical, countries that are part of this war in some way, directly or indirectly, including, Iran and Russia, who are part of this important BRICS foreign ministers meeting. We also have China, and we have seen China being closely linked with Iran during this entire war that's been underway. China has been accused of funding and, in fact, also sponsoring in a way with providing defense equipment and intelligence to the Iranian friends. So clearly, as of now, Trump has been meeting, Xi Jinping in Beijing, and that's a very critical and important, significant diplomatic meeting taking place after many, many years. While Trump has focused and, praised Xi Jinping, at the same time, Xi Jinping has said that Taiwan is the red line, and America's approach towards Taiwan will decide the future course of action of the diplomacy and the foreign policy between China and the United States. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi, after attending the BRICS immediately tomorrow, will be leaving for UAE. It is being dubbed as a very critical, visit to the UAE because particularly the strategic and the defense partnership with the UAE is going to grow. The energy cooperation with the UAE is also being something that is being dubbed, will be taken to another level. And thereafter, he will be visiting at least 4 other European countries, including